Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you're having a very fine morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is that you are currently experiencing. Yeah, it's been quite the rough ride since I last saw you. Nothing too crazy, just Wrigley has been home from school every day this week thus far. He's got some sort of well, it kind of started as like a tummy issue that we all had. He kind of kicked us off last week, beginning of maybe even into the week before. So yeah, he had that, and then he got better quick, and then the rest of us kind of got that, and then Sunday night he got a fever and just wasn't feeling well. It just said his stomach hurt. He just had no energy, just want to lay around pretty much until yesterday. Last night he felt well enough to go to the baseball game and the band concert and everything. And then this morning he woke up looking like this. Let's see. Both of his eyes are super bloodshot. You can't even really tell in this, but his left eye here, he could barely open it this morning. But after I put some drops in it, he was able to open it a little more after a few hours of those drops kind of settling in. So yeah, we got all that going on, and oh, you have pink eye and a cold. Okay, yeah. In my area, I guess my sister, she works at the hospital. She said they're getting a lot of cases of adenovirus, which I think is spelled like Edeno and then virus. I'd never heard of it. Asa got a black eye last night. Oh no. Every time I hear Asa's name, I went to Asa Wood Elementary, so to me, like it's got like nostalgia vibes of childhood. I love the name Asa. I think it's so pretty. Well, not pretty, but like awesome. I love it. All right, you guys. Yeah, I hope you're having a good time. Oh no. Mickey's dad has a sty. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of like and every time this happens, like we all, except me, the very first time we got COVID in February, kind of going into March of 2020, all the guys in my family had this same, like, I guess, viral conjunctivitis kind of thing alongside. And they even said that one of the telltale signs of COVID, it was like well after we had it, was like red, itchy, burning eyes. And like I think the later variants of it didn't really have that symptom, but the very first one did for some people. I never got that, but all three of the guys in my life did. All the boys in the family all got like really red, sore, itchy, burning eyes for like a week. And my mother-in-law gave us these drops, and within like 24 hours of starting those drops, it just kind of faded away and wasn't really an issue anymore for them. But I'm hoping now that we got him on those drops, we're gonna get some good coming out of that. He's back to school. I don't want him to miss the last, bit of school here, because it's like the fun time of school where things are kind of wrapping down for the year, and you got a lot of fun spring concerts and field days and all sorts of field trips and fun things. Thankfully, he didn't miss any field trips or anything too special this week, but yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, eye issues galore. And really, when things and my eyes have been kind of hot and burning kind of feeling, and I'm like, oh no, am I getting this now too? So I figured I better pop on here and hopefully get our live stream going today. No promises for Friday if I get that going on. If I the new one does, but I tested negative. Yeah. So hopefully he's good on that front, but he's more had like tummy issues, no cough, no cold, no respiratory stuff going on. So who knows? Maybe he just has two things going on at once that are completely unrelated. I don't know. But yeah, like I was saying, is pretty much anytime something's going on with, especially like the eyes or a very telling part of the body, that's time to really look into things deeper, see things clearer, or if you're not seeing the whole picture of something when you got eye issues going on. So yeah, keep that in mind. Because a lot, if not all, physical manifestations of illness and injury and all this type of stuff do have a very spiritual root cause. So keep that in mind. Well, hopefully you're feeling better soon, Kirsten. That is no fun. Yeah, it sounds like Mickey's dad. Aw. Yeah, I know it's going around in my area for sure. Like the last, I don't know, 3 weeks, kids have been, out sick here and there. And then just this week. There's 6 kids in Wrigley's class. I think they have 22 or 23 kids in the class. So a nice number of kids is out. So yeah, these things are no joke. Normally these types of things happen more in like January through March. You know, you got a bunch of kids with the flu and COVID and all this other. This seems to be more like a tummy bug or, you know, that type of thing. So he's downstairs, and hopefully we won't have any distractions or interruptions. He was sleeping. I woke him up. He didn't want to eat anything, so I reloaded up his ice water bottle and got him the iPad to watch a movie, so we should be good. But he's in the room right below me, so I said, just bang on the ceiling. He's in the top bunk, so we can easily reach the ceiling. Just bang on the ceiling, and Mommy will come help you. So yeah, we got that kind of side distraction today. Friday, hopefully everything will go off without a hitch here on our live stream. And then Saturday, we get our new little family member named Arthur, our little puppy. And for those of you that haven't seen, I'm not going to like go all crazy. Here's our old dogs, Walter and Judy, that have both now passed away. And our lives are just feeling a little empty of the doggo love. So we've got little Arthur, who, if you're the praying kind or the good vibes sending kind, send him good vibes. He's getting neutered today. And that was part of the deal with the shelter, is you couldn't adopt the animal till they were neutered. That's why we had to wait 2 weeks after we found him, because his neuter date was scheduled for like a few weeks out. So we had to wait. And it's been the like, I tell you, this has probably been almost as anticipatory or exciting as, you know, when you're in those last stages of labor ready, and anytime, you know, that baby's going to come. But at least we have kind of like a scheduled time for picking up Arthur. But it feels very similar, the anticipatory kind of energy of it all. And, you know, it had been, well, almost, let's see, we brought Walter home April of 2008. So it's been, 15 years plus? 16 years. Wait, 15, I think. Math is hard. Yeah, it'll be 15, or it has been 15 years. That's right. And they told us he was over a year old when we got him, but he grew so much more. So I don't know how old he was when we got him. We just had to kind of guess on his age. But here's Arthur, for those that are wanting to know who the heck I'm talking about here. Our new little doggy, Arthur. And I love his ears so much. And he is at least 3 of the breeds that our dog Walter, who is here in the front, Walter was his dad, and this is not anything I knew. This is all me muscle testing and getting downloads in my dreams, that Walter's dad was mostly pit bull, Staffordshire Terrier, which I guess here they call him pit bull, with black lab. And then the mom had like border collie and like different, like maybe possibly German Shepherd mix. We were unsure, and also lab in there as well. So learning that, at least from the knowledge that the people that gave the puppies to the shelter, well, the mom was a black lab pit bull mix. So it's like the opposite this time. Arthur having parents of the mom being the pit bull mix this time instead of the dad, if he is a fractal of Walter's spirit. But he is so freaking cute, and I can't wait. I've got a new pretty much full-time job of being dog mom and also trainer to this dog, because we're not gonna have it be like it was with Walter, where it was really difficult to train him because he was already very set in his ways. And we did try as we might. Here's a side profile of our little Arthur there. And fun fact, we had our dogs Walter and Judy, which to me, those sound like an old couple, like a married old couple. So I always said, long before Walter passed, but I'm like, when we get another male dog, I would love him, and also the female dog, both to have like an old man name, an old lady name. I just think it's the cutest thing ever. And when you Google old man names, look at this, old man names. And Arthur, mind you, Arthur was the name that the shelter picked. We did not pick it. Old man, and I've showed some of you before, so you're probably like, this is old news. But look at this. Okay. Top of the list when you Google old man names is the name Arthur. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. You can't make this stuff up. But we're keeping the name Arthur. He already responds to it, and I think it's cute. It's similar enough to Walter that it doesn't feel like, Like my mom, we had a dog named Pixie, and then she named the next. It was a Shar Pei. It was a black, long-haired Shar Pei, but then she got another Shar Pei that was a brown, short-haired Shar Pei, and also named that one Pixie. It didn't feel too much like a knockoff of the same name though, because we called Pixie the original. We called her Poodle, which she's a purebred Shar Pei. Why would we be calling her Poodle? Don't ask. It just happened. We called her Picky Pom Poodle, Pixie, Portly Poodle. She's had a little extra to love, but yeah, anyway. I'm off on my tangent. You get me talking about dogs, I won't shut up. But here was a fun little nod from the universe the other day. A little Arthur looking profile, and I even put him side by side so you can hopefully see the comparison here of the ears and the snout. Yep. I just can't wait to get him. So that'll be Saturday. Yeah, I love when people love animals so much. And animals really are the way that most humans can really show that unconditional love, or as close to unconditional love as we can get. Because a lot of our human interactions can become conditional or even start out conditional. And even the parent-child relationships that usually starts out unconditional can turn conditional. I mean, it's very difficult being human. But having an animal counterpart usually is the closest thing to unconditional love that we as humans can experience, at least in this realm. Not everybody, but those that have that open heart can definitely experience unconditional love. And it's a lot easier with animals because it just is. I don't know why. But yeah, so we're getting pretty excited for that. So I'm not sure as far as next week's live stream schedule. I don't know if he's going to have an easy time acclimating to family life, because he's, as far as I know, from the time he was weaned from his mother, it was kept in a very small space and then put directly in a shelter to be taken care of. So he hasn't really had room to roam. And even when we first took him out on a walk, we were the first time he'd had a harness on, a leash on, gone for a walk, possibly even stepped foot on like natural soil, natural ground. And this was him walking on the leash. He had no idea. He didn't understand. So he wouldn't really walk on the leash. He would just stand in one spot and chew on it. He had no idea what to do. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to do like crate training with him and stuff like that to, keep a safe environment for him while, if we do have to work or head to the store or something. But as far as probably like having baseball and sports going on every single night of the week, he's just going to have to come with us those first few weeks probably to know that we're not just leaving him here by himself. So he's going to get a lot of acclimation to different animals, different people, different smells, different environments. At least at the ball field, we're kind of rotating around different fields. So he'll definitely be getting some life experience under his belt coming home with us. But as far as him being able to maintain his cool and not feel separation anxiety or any of that, I can't guarantee I'll be live next Wednesday or Friday, either or both. I don't know what that looks like yet, but we will play it by ear for sure. So if you really have something you want to know, I would say either today or even Friday would be the time. Maybe possibly today, since you got me. I don't know what the future holds as far as all this conjunctivitis and adenovirus and all that fun stuff is going around town here. But yeah, let's start out. I've just been yabbing. I know I just made up that word. It's yapping, not yabbing, but whatever. Hello, I'm going to do some shout outs. Then we're going to pull a card for everybody who wants one. Thanks for bearing with me as I just gush and gush over my new family member. He's just already so special to us, and we only met him the one time. But I knew he was going to be special before I even met him. Just something in his eyes in the picture we saw when we first saw him just told me we needed to see if we could get him into our family. All right. Hello, Kirsten. Hello, Lynn Dude. Hello, Robin. Jamie's here. Who else? Oh, yeah. Eye issues galore. Yep, we were talking about that. Stardust is here. Hello, Linda H. Welcome, my dear. Julie's video. It's been a while since I've seen you. Hello. Yeah, I love the name Arthur too. I think it fits him very well. And him and some of his brothers and sisters, brothers specifically, were named for like the King Arthur, Merlin, Arthur, Lancelot, all that. So yeah, we've got ourselves a King Arthur. And Arthur does mean bear, so I think that's really fitting. He looks like a little teddy bear right now. So I'm excited about that. Yes. Thank you so much, Get to Luck, for the good wishes and lots of love and long partnership with the new puppy. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, just if you guys can keep him in your thoughts today. Today, he might have already gotten his neuter. And I think for a male dog, it's a lot less invasive than it is for female dogs. So that's good. The recovery is going to be a little less time than a female dog. Just keep him in your thoughts. Good vibes for a very quick and painless and routine neutering today. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would love to bring him to the live streams. My goal is to wear the trainer hat full time, so I won't probably be able to film as many pick a cards and all of that. And with the kids being home for summer, that was already gonna kind of have to slow down anyway. So really, it feels like the perfect time to just dive into that and, of course, show up on my live streams. You guys are my priority. Live streams are my priority. That is my bread and butter. So thank you guys for being my bread and butter. There's a pair of ducks worth three. Wait, going there in the market and here and all wondering where this family came from. Oh, fun! I love ducks as well. I actually saw one on my trek down to Boston School this morning. One flew. They're like flying as fast as they can, so I don't hit it with my windshield. I felt bad for her. It was a female duck. Like, I'm gonna slow down. I'm not gonna hit you. Aw. Aw, I feel lucky that we found him. I hope he feels lucky that we found him as well. Synchronicities just let you know that he's a perfect dog for you and your family. Yeah, and my boys are gunning to have a dog that will respond back to them and want to play. Walter tried his best, especially when they were real little. Like, they could throw a ball and Walter would retrieve it and bring it back and all that. But once he hit maybe 13, 14, and then 15, closer to 16 years old, he was just like, yeah, guys, I don't know. I just want to take a nap. So he would have anxiety all day and nap a lot, and then have anxiety all night and then nap again. Hopefully we can curb, if Arthur does have any anxiety issues, we can curb that early and give him a nice foundation. Walter didn't have a good foundation. He had been picked up running the streets, and you could tell he had been beaten. He was terrified of the broom and the vacuum when we first got him. You'd go to pet him, and he'd do this. So we really had to work with him just at first to get him to trust us. But he kept a lot of those responses with other people. Like if a new person he'd never met came around, he would pick up almost into that kind of fight or flight until he'd just bark at someone until they offered a hand and he could sniff out the situation, and then he usually would be fine. But it was like a 15 to 16 year process with him to get him just to feel safe in his life. And of course, the stuff we couldn't see, the like entity interference, was pretty strong with poor Walter as well. So I'm going to do what I can to really help Arthur not to have all that going on, to the best of my ability anyway. And I'm glad I have a lot of wisdom and life experience under my belt, at least 16 years more than I had when we first got Walter, that I can help and attribute and apply to Arthur's situation. And I work from home, so I have the ability to be here and not give him, because Walter, according to our neighbors, he would just bark all day when we were at work, and that we had no idea. We didn't have, they have like pet cams and nanny cams and all sorts of stuff that you can even talk to your pet when you're gone. They didn't have all that back then. But once I was a stay-at-home mom, work from home mom, all that, I was just home all the time, and that really helped Walter. So hopefully Arthur will get that good, feel good knowing that someone's always going to be here. Hello, Cheyenne. Hello, Stardust. Hello, Marlene. Michelle Lynn is here as well. I'm going to update the list. Sorry, I'm just yapping on and on and on and on. And I knew once I got started talking about the dog, it would take a minute to get me to stop. How neat is that? Yay. I'm so glad. Thank you. Linda's so excited for you and your family with the new dog. Yeah, I'm excited. Of course, I will, even if I can't go live fully for you guys on Wednesday, I will probably pop on here just to introduce him and show you guys him, and maybe we will go live from outside. I don't know. That might be too distracting for him. I'm not sure. And I might just try to do like a collective read, if anything, and then if he's behaving, we could put him, I don't know. We'll figure something out for next week. But yeah, we're excited for babies. Yeah. They really do bring the soft side on the surface. I love it. All right, you guys, since we are picking up Arthur on the 27th, let's put a 27 in the chat. and I will pull you one of these cards. I've been shuffling my tarot deck this whole time. But this is the, oh gosh, I always forget the names of my stuff. I got way too many decks. Goddess Dream Oracle. Had to look at the box. The Goddess Dream Oracle. This is a newer one. So let's find out. Those that want one, put a 27. And of course, if it appears that I have skipped you, just hold tight. Sometimes I get things in a different order than you might. And no, oh, now my eye's itching. That ain't a good sign. My eyes feel a little hot, like kind of almost feverish. I mean, I don't feel like I have a fever, but my eyes feel a little hot. And I keep having this, like, I don't know, instinct to like touch them or rub them. Hopefully I'm not going to get this pink eye that the rest, well, Wrigley has. And Boston was really complaining there was something in his eye at band last night and all through the night and this morning. But he has no redness. I can't see anything in his eye. Could just be coincidence, but I'm going to say probably not. Hopefully I don't get that, and Boston doesn't get it, Ryan doesn't get it, and it just kind of stays with Wrigley. Hopefully. Always get mesmerized. Your varieties of cards. Oh, thank you. I like to keep it interesting. I don't like to use, not that there's anything wrong with using the same deck over and over. And in fact, it's funny because when I pull for myself, I just use my traditional Rider-Waite. And I carry that thing in my purse. I just have it by the table where I'm, hanging out in the mornings and stuff. So that's good enough for me. But when I show up this way, I don't know, I just would get bored using the same tarot deck for you guys all the time. So I like to vary it and mix it up. All right. So again, if your 27 is out of order from what I'm seeing, just hold off. I will do a roll call at the end. So yes, Linda is the first 27 I see. Let's get Linda's message coming in hot. All right, Linda, rhythm, tune into the natural rhythm of life. And we have the number 28, so that might be relevant. So yeah, just really going with the flow. And specifically around the full moon, which I do believe is within a week-ish from now. But around that time, there might be something you're just feeling in the flow with life, with the universe. All right, Lynn, dude, let's get you a card. Lynn. And we have here acceptance, the cycle of life with the number 2. So there might be something you're accepting or coming to terms with. And we do have this rabbit jumping out of this kind of cauldron of liquid here. It doesn't appear to be boiling. I'm not getting like oh no, we're trying to boil this rabbit alive kind of, boil the frog kind of mentality. But it's like you're going to know when to take the leap of faith, when to accept that something's just not working out. And it doesn't mean that the thing you're focused on isn't going to ever work out. It just means the timing might be a little off, or it's just time to shift your focus and accept, okay, this is what's going on now. Now that I've got that figured out, I can really focus on this other thing. All right, let's get a card also now for Stardust. Stardust. All right, we have Patience and the number 27, which we did post number 27 to get our card today. So there might be a message or meaning even in that for you, Stardust. So through the darkness to the light. So you're coming out at, like, you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with something that's been very stagnant or feeling stuck or held back. Maybe even as dramatic as a dark night of the soul feeling. You're coming out of that. But still give yourself some grace. Have some patience as you move through. Because a lot of times, even when we are having cycles come and go in our lives, there is really never just this, there can be this hard stop to an energy. And one time or, a few times in our lives, those hard stops can look like a death in the family, a death of a relationship, meaning you go your separate ways. But even though you have a hard stop to something, the emotions, the being able to process what just went through usually comes with this kind of, overlay or ebb and flow from one chapter or cycle of life into another. So give yourself grace and have some patience as you kind of traverse from one cycle or season of life to the next, Stardust. All right, Tadpole, let's get you a card, my dear. And we have here awareness, look beyond what you see. And it's very interesting with all this eye talk that we were talking about earlier, the number 3 here, very creative number, and all the orange here, very creative. So if you are kind of creatively blocked or feeling stuck with your creativity in any way, specifically Tadpole, just, sometimes just even stepping away from a project that you feel stuck on or unsure of what's my next step with this relationship or this project or my life in general. Sometimes just taking a walk in nature or doing something completely unrelated to the task at hand or the problem or the obstacle in front of you can give you that clarity and awareness that you're seeking. So take that into account, Tadpole. All right, Marlene. Marlene, let's get Marlene a card. All right, so we have your rhythm. Tune into the natural rhythm of life. Also with the number 28. This one came out already as well. And we do have this like spirit rabbit coming in a few different, many different cards. Maybe that's just, well, that card awareness we just had has a fox. Got to get another rabbit. So someone that was born the year of the rabbit, Chinese zodiac, might be needing extra attention from you, or you're just feeling really in sync with this person. And I keep getting an itchy nose now too. So, itchy nose is like good luck. Good luck feeling like you're in the rhythm with a relationship or with someone in your life that possibly was born year of the rabbit, which I'm trying to think. I believe 2011 is year of the rabbit, and possibly next year will be year of the rabbit. Or are we in the year of the rabbit right now? I don't remember what year we're in right now. I want to say it's tiger or something. I don't know. I don't know for sure. All right, let's see. Get to like a ray. Let's get you a card, my dear. And we have here for you as well, patience. Through the darkness to the light. This to me feels very career for you. And again, with that number 27. So possibly on the 27th of this month, which would be a weekend, you might be having a breakthrough or an idea, an epiphany in one area of life where you can have some improvement. And this possibly could be your career, or you're reading an email and realizing it's going to take some patience to get through some kind of stumbling block or just something that feels off at work, having some patience to work through that, and that's going to serve you very well. All right, Cheyenne, let's get you a card. And I'm going to update my donation list here momentarily. Ooh, we have strength with the number 33. Know your strength. Yeah, you really are in this powerful season of life where you really are owning your own power and using that power to really benefit yourself. And of course, kind of going back to what you were talking about, or what was kind of surfaced in some of my recent reads for you and Vicky, and also with Dr. Lupo and that stuff, that with the entity interference and stuff. This is such an amazing card to get with all that you've been dealing with, and especially even just in the home, family home life that's been going on. I love to see this. This is really relying on your inner self to come through. And normally it's the male lion that you get on the strength card in any kind of capacity, but we've got the feminine female lion really acting as that divine feminine strength to really help you get through any obstacles or negativity that's coming your way or has already been in your life. All right, Michelle Lynn, let's get you a card, my dear. And we're going with this one, acceptance, the cycle of life. And I love the depiction here of this leap of faith energy. It's very full energy. Even if you're dealing with feeling held back, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant in any way, it's like coming to this acceptance, Michelle, that's really going to help you then push forward or act as kind of that trampoline springboard to really help you get to this next level for yourself. And again, I'm really seeing June as being a major power month for you, which is coming up very soon here. May has just flown by, even though the past like week and a half to 2 weeks, I've been like, hurry up, May 27th, let's go, because I really, really want to get my dog. But we have the number 2 here. So the number 2 might be really relevant for you, or even just looking up what the number 2 means. To really help you embody this strength, to help you with your acceptance of whatever it is going on. All right, Julie's video, let's get you a card. And we have your strength as well, number 33. And I swear, you guys, I'm shuffling these. So yeah, these are very collective messages because we keep getting repeat offenders here with these cards. But again, really tuning in more to the feminine energy, the receptive energy. If there's a lot of conflict going on in your life currently, or even just a little bit of conflict, just kind of stepping back into your feminine and receiving, be more listening rather than speaking, or instead of taking action or feeling like you have to go get things done, instead being more in that planning mode or receiving input from other people or the universe mode. And the number 33 also might be relevant for you. All right, Hasula, let's get you a card. Looks like we have an ad coming in 46 seconds. Let's see if I can get this card going. All right, your path. So the number 36, have courage to follow your own path. So Hasula, but even if your path looks different than everyone else's, this is that you're not doing anything wrong. This is you following your inner guidance to go on a path that is better served for you. even if what you are doing looks completely different than what other people are doing. With that number 36 there, that adds up to a 9. So you might be closing out a cycle, leaving one version of yourself or a relationship even, and going in a new direction. Doesn't mean you have to leave that relationship, but just really focusing on yourself for a while, and your goals, your wishes, your dreams, your path is going to be your best bet. So we have an ad coming in 5 seconds. We're going to take a little breath, and then we'll come back. Hopefully no one gets skipped with their ad, hopefully. So I'll take a minute here to just take a breath and a drink. So next up, I see Jamie. If anyone is just joining us and hasn't gotten a card pulled, you can put the number 27 in the chat to get yourself a card. All right, let's pick up where we left off with Jamie. Ooh, we got one flying to the ground. It looks new. Maybe. Nope, it's a repeat. We've got a repeat. I think this is the third time this has come up. So acceptance is such a big collective theme, collective message right now. Taking that leap of faith, but accepting if you're not quite ready to take that leap of faith, that when divine timing is in alignment, you can then take that leap of faith by having all of your ideas down on paper, making those plans, saving that money, whatever it is, accepting you are where you are right now because this is exactly where you're supposed to be. And then planning for that future moment where you can take this leap of faith. I think it's coming by June 17th is what I'm hearing. So between now and June 17th, there's going to be this time or this window of opportunity for you to be able to take a leap of faith on something you're really excited about. Panda Cheese, welcome, welcome. I love your name. That's so fun. So let me scroll back down. We just jumped the chat here. We jumped the shark. Panda Cheese. Okay. Panda Cheese. Here we go. And your message is, intuition. A new card. So 20, the number 20 with inner wisdom. So really following your intuition and really drawing upon your spirit's wisdom, your wisdom from past lives, your wisdom from the past in this life. This is going to be very important for you over the next 2 weeks to really trust your gut, trust your intuition above even possible physical proof that's in front of you, because your intuition is not going to be lying to you at all during this time. And even if the physical proof kind of flies in the face or goes against what your intuition is telling you, please trust your gut. It's going to be very important. You're going to be very happy you trusted your intuition. All right. So let's see. Robin Stinson is next. All right. Woo! We got a lot going on here. So new beginnings. So because the cards all just kind of almost wanted to jump, there's going to be not just one, not just two, not just three. There's very 7 of Cups, the energy here. Also paired with that Fool energy of new beginnings, leap of faith. Knowing which opportunities to take and grab and which ones to pass on. And it says, take a fresh look at life. So sometimes just reimagining your life. Pretend you don't know what your life looks like and just imagine what you would love it to look like and write that down and, really start kind of catering your daily actions to really start emanating what you would like your life to look like. And as you start to see things from a new perspective, or go to new restaurants, shop at new places, walk new hiking trails, whatever it is you do, just go new places, try new things. Even if it's different foods, you go to the grocery store, like, oh, I've never tried that vegetable or that fruit before. Maybe pick it up, take it home, prepare it, or, whatever you do, and just try it out. You may not like everything you try, but at least you tried it. That's what the message is really coming through, is try new things, because there's a lot of new energy coming in to really assist you. Do I do self-reading? I heard somewhere that a reader can't do his own reading. For years and years and years. I mean, I've been reading tarot since 1997. I had to think for a second, because back when I was in high school, I got my first tarot deck. And when I very first got it, I could read myself very easily. But then as years wore on, it became increasingly difficult to read for myself. But the more I read for others, the easier it gets again for me to read for myself. But it's still very hit and miss. Certain days I just can tune in. And it's very interesting, because I think a lot of it is just me phasing out using tarot for myself and just really trusting that inner guidance without the external tool of the tarot. But the external tool of tarot is very helpful for me, especially if I'm doing a cold read on someone. But at the same time, I still get a lot of intuitive hits and downloads when I do read for others. So I could just sit down and read for someone without cards, but the cards kind of act, even just the act of shuffling for me opens like doors and windows that were walls before. So I could probably even just shuffle with no cards flying out and get a really accurate read for someone that way. All right, Vicky, let's get your card. Seeing a lot of thank yous here. You are so welcome. All right, Vicky, we have trust here, the number 35. All is as it should be. And especially if life is just feeling like you're stuck, like you're stagnant, like you're not quite where you want to be, which I know at least, very, very least, the home situation, you wished it could be different. But just trust that you are exactly where you should be right now, should. There really is no should, but as far as your energy and your spirit goes, there's valuable lessons that are taking place right now for you. So you being where you are right now is actually beneficial for your spirit growth. So keep that in mind, but trust yourself, trust your inner knowing, trust your inner guidance. Just trust that above anything external to you right now. All right. So you're so welcome. Kirsten's feeling blocked right now. All right. Let's see. Let's get Kirsten a card. Kirsten. Oh, your older sister is the year of the rabbit, 1987. There you go. So we have here opportunity. Expand your horizons, Kirsten. So the number 25. 2 + 5 = 7. 2023 is also a universal year, number 7, of introspection. So there might be some introspection, some journaling, some kind of like life review stuff that you're doing right now, or even just kind of 2 of Wands energy of really just allowing yourself to dream and expand your horizons without actually taking action quite yet, because those opportunities are coming in. The more you can really dream and really expand your mind, the more opportunities are going to come in. And I really feel this is in alignment with what we were getting for you in last week's reading. So definitely onto something there. All right. Oh, we are in the year of the rabbit. Okay. So there could even be some babies being born this year for people watching right now. They're going to be very, my little Arthur was born the year of the rabbit. Aw. See, there's me circling back to the dog talk. Aw, so fun. All right, KK, let's get you a card. It just fell to the floor. And we have your courage. Oh, I love this. Courage in the face of conflict. So KK, if you are having any kind of conflict, even within your own mind, like conflicting ideas or choices, just really tuning in and having the courage to take a leap of faith, not just taking the easy, choice or option, but taking the one that is going to expand your spiritual growth and progression. That's what you're being asked here to do. And we also have the number 8, which is about taking action and maybe being more on the offensive rather than defensive. If there's a problem in a relationship or a situation, instead of waiting for it to, come to a head and it escalate, just have that conversation. Just take that action to, the thing that keeps popping into my mind as I'm talking is, I've had this issue with my mic. My little mic, I taped it to the table over here where I do pick-a-cards. And about every other pick-a-card, if not every pick-a-card, that mic will literally fall to the floor because the tape just holds it for so long and then it lets it go. I could find, get one of those 3M command strip things that's like a little hook that I could just hook my thing. But instead of taking the time to go to the store, buy that for $3 or so, come home, peel the tape, install it, and be done, it would probably save me a lot of headache and just time picking the mic up, reassembling the tape. So kind of just getting those really kind of pesky things on your to-do list that if you finally do them, it's going to improve your life a lot. And just maybe taking a day to, find 3 or 4 things in your life that if I just clear off my phone, clear space, that's something I get a lot of messages of, you're out of storage, and all this. So it's like just taking the time to do those pesky little things can save you a lot of little headaches. So that's your message, KK. All right, Seek, let's get you a card. Woo. And we have here rhythm. Tune into the natural rhythm of life, again with that number 28. Major collective message here. I'm really honing in on the fire this time. So maybe even lighting a candle, setting some intentions, doing a ritual, whatever feels comfortable for you as far as, setting intentions. Candle magic is really powerful if you're into anything like that. Or, if you're attending some sort of party where there's a bonfire, lighting some sage. Fire can be a very powerful and potent thing for you to really help you on your path right now. And you really are going to be very soon, between now and June 12th is the number I'm seeing, really feeling more in the flow of life rather than hitting a brick wall and an obstacle and a window where there used to be a door and now that window of opportunity seems to be closing. No, now things are opening. Green light, green light, green light. You might even pull up to a green light or a red light and it turns green automatically, like the second before you roll to a stop. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting, is things are just starting to flow for you, which is very exciting. All right. Did I get everybody? Let me just go back up here. I think I did. If you're just joining us and would like a card, put a number 27. Last call for a free 1-card pull. And then I'm going to get my donation list going here. You do need to take action on your to-dos. I think we all do. I think at any given time we've got a nice little to-do list. That's for sure. You're so welcome, everybody. I thought that was my card earlier. So relevant. Yeah. Well, there you go. There's just clarification and confirmation. Gitaleka says she has made a donation and has her question in PayPal. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. 27 for Arpita. Hope I'm saying your name correctly. All right. You're so welcome, MC. Absolutely. Oh, you saw 1010 when I said you're reading. That's awesome. Okay. So for Arpita, we have passion, burning with life's passion, and the number 26. I've noticed a lot of the numbers we're picking today have the number 20 something. Very interesting here. But this is, you just feeling very passionate for a person, for a career, for a project, for life itself. You're just feeling very fiery and passionate, and it's a very primal kind of energy, very rare. I would say this is very important to follow where your passion is leading you, because there's a lot of valuable lessons you're learning with this, but also possibly tuning into your spirit's wisdom to really bring through a creative project with all this orange as well. So if you have a creative passion of any kind, I would say now would be the time to really devote that time, effort, and attention to that, because you could create something really beautiful. And it's very spirit-led. Very from beyond this realm for sure. All right, so that concludes our, Dr. Lupo's here, Taryn's here, put a 27, I'll pull you a card. And just so you guys know, I am going to be passing the torch yet again from this live stream over to Lupo's Lithomancy. I will allow Dr. Lupo, aka Lupo's Lithomancy, aka Taryn, he's a man of many names, to go ahead and post the link for his live stream. It will be taking place when I'm done here. He will start his live stream, and go get yourself a reading. He does some amazing, amazing stuff. If you've never heard of lithomancy, he gives kind of a crash course usually before the start of his live stream, so you can get a feel for what it is. But basically, it's a board, and you usually will pick anywhere between 1 and 3 crystals. If it's just a one-card read, one card read, or a full read, 1 to 3 numbers to let him and his partner Lorelei know which crystals you're selecting, and then he will drop them, cast them on the board, and depending where they land on that board, or if they fly off, that's going to be a very telling message, and it's very accurate. It's not telling you what you want to know, it's telling you what you need to know, and you need to check it out. He is setting it up right now, and we'll have the link in a minute. So just be watching the chat for that. And once I get a hold of that link, I'll be posting it momentarily here and there throughout our live stream. And it's kind of hard for him to know when to schedule it, because we don't know if my live stream is going to last an hour, 2 hours. Who knows? Who knows? All right. I should just have you do my lead-ins. What a pimp. You're so welcome. Totally. All right. Let's get your card. Lupo's Lithomancy. And we have here inspiration. Begin now. Yes. And the number 18 could be very relevant for you as well. You're just feeling the inspiration, feeling the love. And it feels to me like a sunrise rather than a sunset. Like this, the possibilities are endless. You're just at the beginning of something very amazing, very beautiful. And this to me does really extend even beyond what you're doing with Lupo's Lithomancy. This to me feels like very land oriented. Look at this, lay of the land, very homestead vibes. Oh, you're trying to sell a house. Well, I have a feeling it's going to go very well. Begin now. You're at the very starting blocks, beginning stages of something that's going to pay out very handsomely for you. Nice. So I'd say that's both your and Lorelai's message. Very, very fitting for where you're at right now. But also it's leaking into all different areas of life. You're feeling very inspired in multiple avenues and arenas. I love to see it. All right, let's go ahead and update our donation list. I'm going to head over here to see who donated first. Time will tell. Ooh, it was, drum roll please, Kirsten. So Kirsten is first. Go ahead and post your question if you would like. We can get right into that. That sent me a message. Yay, I'm so excited. So excited to hear it. All right. And then Marlene has donated second. Marlene. And then third donation is Vicky with a 1-card read. 1 card. And then rounding us out, the most recent donation I have is from Getaleka for full read. Okay. Boom, there we are. So we're going to dive in, and we'll be watching the chat for that link for Dr. Lupo's live stream, which I will be over there, probably not right when he starts because I have to film something. It won't take me too long. I just want to film something real quick, and then I should be over there to hang out in the chat kind of as I go about my day. So hopefully I'll see you guys over there. But yes, let's see. Oh, that's not a PayPal notification, so I can ignore that for now. So Kirsten wants to know, what is my life purpose? I finally found a way to be able to teach if I wanted to, but I feel dissatisfied no matter what I choose to do for a career. And I think, Kirsten, what's coming to me is mostly because you're not meant to just do one thing. If someone told me that I would be doing the thing that I started doing right out of high school, it's very interesting because I actually worked as a phone psychic that summer out of high school. And then I moved into the money that I had saved to go to college that first semester was stolen. So I had to put off college for a semester, but that allowed me to work forest fires. So I went from doing the phone psychic thing to then going into forest fires. And then I was able to start doing my community college. I did a semester at community college, which was not where I wanted to be, but hey, for the time being, that's what needed to happen. But fast forward 5 years after that, I actually got part of that $1,500 that was going to pay for my first semester. I don't think that'd pay for a first semester nowadays because things have gone way up. But 1/3 of the boys that stole my money out of my jewelry box actually felt really bad about it. And 5 years later, I needed just about $500 more to pay the last little bit of my intuition 5 years after that. And he found me on MySpace through his wife's account. His wife used his wife's account to message me on MySpace and was like, I did a really bad thing 5 years ago and I want to pay back for my portion of what was stolen. And it was divine timing. So I got chills just talking about that. Like, life will throw you the weirdest curveballs. I had $1,500 stolen, and it actually probably wouldn't have been a good thing for me to go to college at the time because I was going to actually move to Idaho and attend school in Washington and live with my dad, which I just don't think anything good could have come out of me living with my dad. He's a very toxic person and an alcoholic, and I do love him deep down, but just not my vibe at all. And it would have been very difficult because he was very controlling when I was, a little kid, and very controlling with his wife and everything. So I know, even me being an 18-year-old living under his roof, I'm sure he would have been very controlling, and who knows what would have happened. So it was like, by God's grace, that money was stolen. And then later on, that money, though less than the amount that was stolen, got returned to me when I needed it most. So, okay, there's just so you know, that there's a very similar energy to what you've got going on right now, Kirsten, that I feel at play in your life, that was going on in my life at the time. So it's almost like divine protection is around you, even though nothing was probably stolen from you, but just maybe feeling missed opportunity, or just maybe that opportunity representing itself, but it doesn't feel as shiny and awesome. But I don't feel you're meant to just do one thing. Just like me, even though I love doing tarot readings, it's not the only thing I do. I also do mentorships. I also, what else do I do? A lot of things. I'm also a writer. I was a photographer for many years. So yeah, there's not just one way to make money nowadays. And I'd say now more than ever, the opportunities really are out there for you to try on lots of different hats, see what sticks. And even if something sticks for 5 years, it might not be your end all be all career, because you just might find something better or more shiny, right? Not that that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think in today's society, it's a good thing to have a lot of options. But let's tune in for Kirsten. Now that I'm off my soapbox, but I felt a very similar vibe of, I feel you being redirected, but it felt very divinely guided, not just, ish happens, same ish, different day. Oh no, woe is me. No, this feels very protective, like your own spirit is protecting you. So really trust your intuition at this time, Kirsten. But let's tune in what her life purpose is. Ooh, we have the devil. Yeah, you might just be so in your head about, well, is this going to make me money? What is this person going to think of me doing X, Y, or Z? These can all play into, really trumping you listening to your inner guidance or your inner self, your intuition. I actually do want to get my life purpose oracle, so I'm going to grab that out real quick. I love this deck for these specific life purpose questions. So, yes, let's tune in. Ooh, look what fell right off the top into my lap. This one also wanted to fall. Justice. So working in some sort of social work, justice environment, but also teaching. I think working with children and women really is where your life's, most life's purpose work is going to be directed, whether these are other people's children, your own children. Working spiritually with women and children as well. I mean, I get a very spiritual vibe from these two cards, even in and of themselves. But, just bringing a sense of balance and justice to the world, because we really do live in such an inverted society where up is down, in is out, right is wrong, and all the other in-betweens and dichotomies and, dualism. It's all there. But also environmentalists. So, health, wellness for not just the human vessel, but also the planet. Really tuning into the environment of the body, the environment of the community, the environment of the world, in some way, bringing balance, bringing justice, healing. So much healing going on here, lady. So much healing. And there's multitude of ways a person can bring healing to this world. You don't have to just become a doctor or a surgeon or an acupuncturist. You can be an energy healer. You can be a Reiki healer. I think that's kind of similar. You could be a quantum healer. You can be a nutritional healer. There's so many ways. But let's just see anything else that wants to come out. Ooh, yeah, you're very protected. What were we saying about that divine protection? This just clarifies and confirms. Boom, and now I got chills, of course. So you're being routed. I think this confusion, very Two of Swords energy you're picking up with, I'm unsure what direction to go. Do I want to spend all this time to get this degree, to go to a job that maybe isn't going to be a perfect fit? Examine these. There's a reason these maybe doubts or inconsistencies are coming up. I wanted to work in my local school district because it's low income. Yeah, and that would be very beneficial. Bring that justice, bring that balance back in, and really clean up the environment and really bring some good vibes. Because a lot of times, there's a lot of low income communities. We have a lot of Native American, still call them Indian reservations around where I'm at. And they'll sometimes even pay more to have someone go into an environment like that and work, because it's harder work. There's a lot of, crime, a lot of drugs, alcohol, not just in these lower income places, but a lot of times it is in these places. And of course, the ones that get most impacted and affected are the wonderful children that have no choice, but a lot of times to go down a terrible road, because that's the example that was set. But to have someone who cares and who wants to be there to help them learn and love and grow is such a benefit to all people in the community. Yeah, I love that. But let's just see anything else. I have major chills, even my head to my legs. Like, I'm feeling it. So you're really onto something. Yeah, Ace of Water, big yes, big confirmation. You want to feel emotionally invested in whatever you're doing, whether this is community work in your school district to help the low-income families and environment. And there's just a lot of divine protection around you. So I would say, Kirsten, just do a lot of journaling, a lot of tuning in, a lot of just being very aware of, the words you're hearing people say, the things you feel gravitated or drawn toward on YouTube or in your TV shows, because there are messages coming in, like messages galore coming in for you to at least put these little breadcrumbs in front of you to follow. Even if one career or area of work you really are passionate and gung-ho about for a while, and then you do a hard pivot and go in a different direction, you may not have ever ended up over here if you hadn't gone in this direction first. So trust yourself and don't feel bad if you keep shifting gears or switching paths. Don't feel bad about that, because you're really learning a lot about what you like, what you don't like, where you want to spend your time, where you want to emotionally invest yourself, because we all want to feel we're making an impact in our community. And I mean, most people, not all people, but a lot of good-hearted people want to make that beautiful impact in their community. So I have a feeling you're going to find a way to do it that's really going to benefit not only you, but the community itself, and of course, the people you're working directly with. All right, what else does Kirsten need to know about this life purpose? And I'm just hearing again, and I say this a lot of times with the life purpose questions, is we don't just have one life purpose. A lot of times we might have one big life purpose, quote unquote, theme, which would be like help, assistance, service. A lot of people who identify as starseeds, light workers, or earth angels, all that type of stuff, really do want to be of service to humanity and even the animals as well. And I see that same kind of overarching life purpose theme for you as well. But let's just see if we can get any more nuance or detail about this life purpose, or a major part of Kirsten's purpose. Yeah, 3 of Fire. Look at this. This is her 3 of Wands. This is travel. This is taking action. This is real estate. I see a lot of real estate. Not that you're making moves specifically with real estate being your life purpose, but being able to, like, if you are starting some sort of health retreat or center or something like this, that the real estate or resources in that regard will come available, or there will be grants or money given to be able to do that. But yeah, real estate investing could also be, I don't see it as like your main gig, but it could definitely be another side income for you as well. Because I don't see you being full on just real estate agent and then not doing teaching, not doing healing. I see this more being, if you're doing real estate investing, I would say that you're right on the money with that. Yeah. It might take you kind of a few years to build up to this, especially in this housing economy. I mean, wherever you're at, I guess, is kind of going to determine. But I know in my area and a lot of the major metropolis areas are dealing with, a major housing bubble type stuff right now. But I'm seeing by 2025, things might shift or turn around enough that you can get your skin in the game, even if it's you and a couple other investors going in together and then splitting the sale. That's how it feels like you'll start. And it might even be that, someone you meet eventually and end up in a partnership with, as far as like a love commitment, getting into real estate that way as well. Like if your partner already owns a home, or you buy a home together when you meet this person or when you're with this person. But yeah, you've got a lot of options here, ladies. So I would say don't cut yourself off or feel you can only do one thing. Just try, sometimes though, we do have to commit to one thing for a moment, or, a couple years. If you're getting like a teaching degree or something, that's usually a couple years worth of commitment on that end. But that doesn't mean you have to just shut off all other channels of opportunity while you do that as your main focus. So just allow yourself to dream and really be led intuitively here, there, or wherever it is. And don't feel you're doing something wrong if you're almost like, those dogs on the movie Up. Squirrel. Allow that. That's healthy to a point, especially though if you are needing to have some income to, be able to live and make it while you're trying to figure out your forever life. Don't feel that, bad that you have to have, a 9-to-5 for a while as you focus on this on the side and this on the side. Give yourself some grace as you figure it all out. That's mostly what I'm saying here. I hope that resonated, my dear. I know that took a little longer than normal, and I do apologize for those that are waiting in line, but I just felt I needed to bring a little extra something for Kirsten today. So big hugs to you, my dear. Yeah, side thing. It did. Thank you. You're so welcome. Absolutely. All right, Marlene, my dear, we're going to get right into your question. I'm going to double check if it's in PayPal. Nope, but you can go ahead and post it anytime, Marlene, and we'll get right into that for you. And there it is. Look at that. Hi, Amanda. I've been seeing the number 911 everywhere. This number has followed me around before. What is the message trying to come through? Also, are you able to expand a little on my 1 card pull? Thank you. All right. So Year of the Rabbit, I do remember that part of it. You might want to refresh me on exactly what we talked about. Someone, I think it was like, was it acceptance card? Remind me. But it was a coming together, really vibing. Oh, I think it was in the flow. I think that was your card. But yeah, I get a mostly good vibe from the 911 message. Oh, we have an ad coming in 40 seconds, but I think we can at least get started on your question here. It's very interesting because when I was seeing 911, I was in the thick of major like healing. And so much so, I basically put my body and my energy into what they would call like a healing crisis, Herxheimer like reactions and everything. So yeah, at the heart of the message of 911 is, yeah, if you're really diving into a healing journey, that's great, but don't overdo it. Don't feel since you're doing so well, you're going to double down and do even more. When you get the 911 message, it's like, yes, proceed, but with a bit of caution. And we will proceed after this ad. Yeah, card 28. All right, I'll take a quick little break just because we've got our ad here, but I want to see if I can find that card 28 just to refresh my memory. It was rhythm. Yeah, that's right. The flow, the rhythm of life. Yeah. So that was the card we did have for you. Yeah, and that really does feel to me like you're calling in new opportunity as well. But let's pull some actual cards for this 911 message to start, and then expanding on the one card pull. All right, 911. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of vibes with the healing. Yeah, 8 of water. Knowing when to walk away from certain things that just no longer emotionally hit the mark for you, or it may be very emotional, kind of, and the vibe. And this is not your exact scenario, but it's kind of like what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. And I don't know if it's just because we were talking about my dog Arthur earlier, but it feels to me like a family. And I hope this isn't my scenario, but I'm getting a big no for that. So thank goodness. But you put a new dog in a home and you're all happy and you're all excited about it. And then maybe weeks later, you find out maybe this dog isn't the right fit. So it could be that you're really excited about an opportunity, but then you realize within a few weeks, it's just not the right fit. That's more the vibe I'm getting. It's not like dog specific for you, but that's just what I was getting. But because that's a fear of mine, is to think that we've got this great thing going and then we just realize, I think it's, and not just think, but I know it would take a whole heck of a lot for us to ever have to return a dog, because we lived with Walter for 16 years. And the movie Marley and Me, the beginning part specifically, where the dog just tore everything, that was our life with Walter for many years. If we weren't right on him, and of course we should have and could have done better in many areas as far as keeping distractions at a minimum, and the kids keeping things picked up. We did our best. We call it the gated community. We had this big like gated off area with the like kind of playpen, like 8-panel plastic panel playpen. We call it gated community. So it's like kind of warding off or kind of blocking off the things that are valuable, and maybe even tuning into some deep fears, because one of my greatest fears would be returning the dog. Again, I don't see that happening. It would take pretty much an act of God once we get the dog, to have to rehome him in any way. But it almost feels like this very interesting. We got a lot of symbolism just in this one card. We've got a fire that's still burning. So the passion is still there, but it may have shifted. And then we've got a bed broken in half with this kind of dead looking tree and a key hanging from the tree. And it's very interesting because she's walking away, and we got a very similar kind of thing going on, fires and very tower moment energy off in the distance. So this to me feels like something that happened before, and you're kind of between two things that you're not heading in either of these directions. You're heading in a new direction. That's what I feel. Not sure if I'm in a healing journey, just been feeling very, very emotional about things. And yeah, that there could be a lot of emotional healing. The fact that things come up and you're feeling a certain type of way, especially if it's not directly connected to the actual things that are going on. You just feel very nostalgic or emotional about things from the past or certain people that maybe don't even have a day-to-day operation in your life. That can indicate there's a lot of emotional healing or available, a lot of healing available for you emotionally if things are coming up. And just feeling emotional about things in general could just be that you're leaving one kind of season or cycle of life and starting something new. It feels very empowering, though, I will say. you're choosing to level up. So this could still be future energy for you, because a lot of times I read recent, past, present, and near future all very similar energetically. And it feels to me like this might still be coming up. You're just deciding to maybe even walk away from certain bad habits, or just, stepping it up in some way in life to want to level up in a way. Let's get some clarification on this 8 of water for Marlene. What does she need to know? Yeah, Knight of Water. Yep, you're just going in a direction that feels much more emotionally fulfilling rather than emotionally draining, if that makes sense. And then Page of Pentacles, Page of Earth. This is just, again, new opportunity. So deciding what opportunities to take and which ones to pass on. So yeah, I really do feel this is future energy. So you may have absolutely no idea what this reading is about, but over the next 2 months is kind of the time frame I'm getting. Things are shifting to where you're taking your emotional health as the highest value thing for yourself, and anything that doesn't quite hit the mark, you're just walking away, or shifting. And one easy example for this would just be not doing so much processed food, or things don't really agree with your digestive system, and just choosing healthier options, or options that are just better for you. But you're the one taking the proactive approach here. Yeah, totally, Vicky, that works for me. So yeah, you're going to be the one making this choice to walk away from something that's just not it for you anymore. Whether these are habits you're overcoming and replacing with better habits, or even a certain relationship that you're taking a break on. Could be extended family, but I'm more getting that this is kind of more day-to-day routine-esque. So stuff you're doing in your day-to-day routine, or your routines are just shifting, but again, you're the one deciding to make a change. This isn't just thrust upon you out of nowhere. You're deciding this, which is good. That's good news. We like that kind of thing rather than having it all just thrust upon us. Oh, we had a card fall off the deck here. And it is Tend the Fragile. Very interesting. Very 7 of Pentacles energy here. So it's like tending to the fragile, which, in most people's lives that have children, the fragile in our lives are our children, or our children's emotional state. So this emotional state could be you helping one of your children walk away from something that's not working for them. Because, mom, she takes on not only her emotional state, but also children's a lot of times. So that could be tending to the fragile, which the most fragile among your children could be the one that really needs you over these next 2 months. Number 27, though, we're closing a cycle out with this child. Something that's really been, and it's interestingly enough, I don't feel it's the daughter that's been having the swallowing issue. I feel it's a different daughter. But if it is the same daughter, it's a different issue. Anxiety caused by something else. It's not the swallowing issue. Well, let's see, anything else Marlene needs to know, specifically expanding on the one card pull of going with the flow. All right, love who you are. Okay, wow. So that's really going to confirm that the flow that you're feeling with that, yeah, doing that all the time with your girls. Yeah, I knew that was pretty much just on deaf ears, because you already are, you're already in the flow of that. But as far as being in the flow with your natural, feminine state of being, state of mind, moon cycle, feminine menstrual cycle, all, really loving and honoring that certain times of the month you can really be on and in that masculine energy of go, 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 do, 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 be, be, be. And then other times there is this need to really love yourself and accept yourself, even when you feel like you're, coming up short in one area or another, or not doing enough or not being enough. And, moms, we really are the hardest on ourselves. So giving yourself a lot of grace and going with the flow of, if things are really difficult, my own example is I had so many plans this week to really go gung-ho on this kind of side project, not the dog, but a whole other side project, like online side project that I've got going on. Spoiler alert, it has to do with the platform Pinterest. That's all I'll say. So yeah, I'll get into it more, but I had plans to be farther than I am right now. But Mercury being retrograde, and then all these sicknesses, and Mercury is still in my personal life, kind of getting back up to speed. Yeah, go side project, right? So there just might be some residuals of that Mercury retrograde going on that just feels like I had so much I wanted to do and I can't get any of it done because this has happened and then that happened and then pulled in a lot of directions. But just make sure one of the directions you're allowing yourself to be pulled is in the direction of what feels good to you, giving yourself rest, self-love, self-care, all that good stuff. Okay, Marlene? So hopefully that kind of expanded on the go with the flow message for you as well. Oh, Amber's here. Very cool. Before we go, like finally go, when we run out of donations, I'll do another one card pull for those who weren't here. We had the number 27 in honor of course, the day we're picking up Arthur, but also it will be Amber's birthday on the 27th, and that was the number we used to get our free card. So yeah. Remind me though, because knowing me, I'll just get to the end of the donation list and be excited to get you guys over to Lupo's Lithomancy, which he has posted the link here. And he says, for all that want to know, half price reads for the first 3 people who book. They're doing a special to build interest on here, and then the reads will start after this ends, this meaning this live stream right here. So remind me, Amber, at the end to pull you a card, and of course anyone else who would like a card at the end of all of our paid readings. We'll do a roll call for that at that time. But remind me, guys, because knowing me, not that I will forget because I don't want to do it. It just I forget because it's not part of the routine. And it's 11:11. Make a wish. All right. So Vicky has a 1 card, and then Get to Leka is our last donation I have thus far. I'm actually put on the back at the end of this list. Do more free. There we go. That will hopefully remind me. I know you guys will remind me too. All right, so current list looks like that. And let's, boom, move into Vicky's reading over on email. She's always so good about having her reading in email, and I think Get to Leka had said the same. Awesome. That helps. Then you guys don't have to like type it all out and everything. It's just there and ready to go. Okay, so hi, Amanda. Hope all is well. It is. Thank you so much. May I please ask True Spirit for a brief reading on what is coming toward me in love? That guy from online a few months ago still messages me from time to time, but unsure if I should give him a chance. Thank you as always. Okay, perfect. Let's get a read. I know it's a 1 card read, so it's already a short read, but I do want to tune into this guy's energy just to see why you're kind of unsure. Where this unsureness is coming from. Is it because deep down you know this just isn't your person, or is it just you're nervous? Is it just because it's been a while and you're just unsure how to get back out in that dating scene? Let's find out. Per this person's energy, is this the right fit for Vicky? Ooh. We do have the Ace of Fire, which is a very attraction, sexy card. Big confirmation of yes. I think if you gave this person a chance, you would really start to see the chemistry, really start to feel the vibe. It just might be, especially if you haven't met this person in person yet, it's just hard to communicate that sexy vibe without, I mean, you can communicate a sexy vibe in a way online for sure. But there's more nuance to building that sexy vibe with the chemistry and the fireworks like that you meet in person, that you have in person. So I would say if you have not met this person in person, it might be interesting to do so, because you might really see a side of this person you just don't really get online. So I would say at least give this person a chance to really either confirm yes or confirm no. Deep down, you'll get the memo, definite yes or definite no if you meet this person in person. So that being said, let's just get a read on Vicky's love life in general. What does she need to know? 3 of Fire, so 3 of Wands. To me, this does feel like there's just multiple people kind of in your business about your business. That's what it feels like. And again, because this could be like a moving card, it just might be difficult to date while you're still living at home because certain people have their input. Yeah, family holds you back. There we go. Feel like you can't go on a date. And I think that's just, boom, confirmation that it's just going to be awkward or difficult, or almost feel like you're sneaking around even though you're not sneaking around at all, but you just don't want to bring someone home to all of the questions and the passive aggressiveness or the all out possible aggressiveness. You just never know with, the masculine energy going on in your home. So I think this is mostly your hindrance. But that being said, I think you can still make time to, meet up with this person if that's what you feel like doing. Because if you can meet this person, you'll, in that very first meeting with them, you'll know yes for sure or no for sure with this person's energy. If there is that attraction, or if there's not, you're gonna know. But I would say you're probably gonna feel a little something. So the hindrance would just be being able to finally move forward by moving out, taking action on the plans that I know you and Cheyenne both have for your future. And once you can really get the ball rolling in that regard, you're going to feel a lot more confident to be out there in the dating scene. All right, let's just pull one more. Anything else he needs to know about her love life? Hello, Florence. Welcome, my dear. All right. Ooh, own your star. So this is really with the number 22. I love that. It's so beautiful. So this is really letting me know that you are just focusing on yourself right now, but also really highlighting the parts of you that shine, the parts you feel very confident about when you do meet this person. Allow those parts of you to take center stage. And, don't feel afraid. Don't feel you can't flirt. Don't feel you can't laugh. And, just open up to, getting to know this person or any other person. I mean, it might not even just be this person, but just allowing those parts of you that you feel really confident about to take center stage. That will help, really bridge the gap from those parts of you that feel a little unsure or shy or who am I to date? I don't know what I'm doing. That would be me if I had to be in the modern dating scene. I would have zero idea what to do as far as getting to know someone all over again. Thank goodness I'm not in that boat. My heart goes out to people that have to meet people these days. That could just be difficult. But just allowing yourself to really shine your light. We even have a light like illuminating up here, putting kind of a spotlight here. And, to me, the starfish is a symbol of resiliency. You get one of these little nodules or whatever, feet, I guess you could call them, cut off. It'll grow back on a starfish. So there's this sense of resiliency. Also, I'm getting the sense of independence just with this card. So it's like dating, but not losing yourself in the connection so much that you're not your own person anymore. This connection that you eventually will get into will enhance who you are as a person rather than you losing yourself as a person. So if you start to feel you're losing yourself into a different person or into another person, kind of pull it back into your own energy, because that can become like codependent. You know what I mean? But I don't see this is more of just you standing on your own and really being that individual and being interdependent. Yeah. Not being afraid to take that leap of faith with someone new, possibly. Yeah. Whether it's this person you're already talking to or just putting yourself out there to meet other people. Either way. Ooh, yeah, because look, we got the Emperor, and they're having a nice romantic kiss there as well. This is you owning your power. The Emperor is a success card as well. So if you can really own these attributes or parts of yourself that are bang on with who you know yourself to be as a person, and you really allow those to come to the surface, you can really get that Emperor in your life, that's for sure. Awesome. You're so welcome, Vicky. Thanks again. And we did have a donation also come in from Florence. It looks like a full read and a one card. You can go ahead and post that at any time. And we have Get to Lekka's question next, and that is over in PayPal. Hello, Wanny. I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome, welcome, my dear. We're having a good time. We're having fun. And hold on, those of you that don't want to donate or can't donate today, I'm going to do another free reading at the end where I will give you the secret number and you can post that in the chat for a free card. But we're not quite to that portion yet. So if you want a free read, stick with us because those are coming back. All right. So, Get to Lekka. I'm going to add Florence. So 1 plus 1 card. That'll remind me that I need to do both. And then do more free reads is on my to-do list here. Okay. Awesome. So we're heading over to PayPal email for Get to Lekka's question. And Get to Lekka wants to know advice and messages from higher realm about future, events in life and career, the new future. I am still unable to find a home for my birds. I do have more than 30 now and need to reduce population soon. Okay. All right, so let's kind of do two. I'm feeling there needs to be like two very distinct readings here for you in that question or kind of cycle of questions. So let's just tune into first and foremost events in your life and career in the near future, and then we'll address the birds in kind of the second part of it. All right. And she didn't ask me to timestamp, did she? I just want to double check that she's here. Get to like if you're here, let me know. Otherwise, I will timestamp this for you. So, all right. Career and life in general in the near future. Ooh, 6 of water, 6 of cups. So this is interesting. We got the sun symbolism here and also Scorpio. Sun won't be in Scorpio again until like Halloween time-ish, I think. I know for Western astrology, we're still in Libra during Halloween. But yeah, Scorpio, it will definitely be in both Vedic and Western around my son Wrigley's birthday, which is November 19th. So I see there are some changes. Oh, she is here. Hi, I get to Leka. We're doing your question right now, which I'm sure you know. That's why you're letting me know you're here. Yes. So there might be a cycle coming back up that feels like, haven't I already done this? Or maybe even a similar project to one you've already accomplished at work. And I don't know a lot about IT, even though my husband does work in IT, and I know you're involved and invested in IT. But to me, it feels like a project that you had once done possibly for one client or in one way. You're now having to do it for another client, or if it's in the same like company, it's like maybe possibly an upgrade to a specific project or system that was already in place. But it's something you have already done before. So it to me feels like it will go very smoothly. Let's get some further guidance on this past energy that's coming back around. Yeah, Queen of Water, you're going to be able to really feel your way through it. So don't worry about, even if there's a lot of people having their voice in this, it feels to me like, and it's 11:22 as I'm saying that on my clock. So it's almost like the first time you did it was the 11. Now you're doubling up on it, the 22. 11 plus 11 is 22, all of that. So it's almost like you're getting more benefit from it this time around. Or there's new experience you're getting out of it this time around. It's not just the same old, even if it feels like initially all it's going to be the same kind of thing. And because this is about career and life in general, it's not just career we're talking about here. This is also, maybe the last time, I know we're going to get into the bird topic as well, but maybe the last time you tried to find the stuff for the birds didn't quite work out, but this time it will. That's really what I see here. But let's just see anything else she needs to know about career or life in general before we get to the birds portion. And it looks like Amber has donated for a couple questions here as well. All right. Life in general. Ooh, I just got a really excited feeling. I don't know why that was, but ooh, now I know why. Knight of Fire. This is excitement. This is inspiration. This is being able to move forward in a way that feels very fulfilling in work and career. Still having a bit of conflict with your supervisor. Okay. So between now, and I know this is a very long time frame, but that's the time frame I got with the symbolism here. Between now and November. So that's what? So all of June, July, August, September, October, about 5 to 6 months from now, between now and then, there's a cycle closing out. So either you're leaving this job, or the supervisor is leaving the job and a new supervisor is coming in, or you're becoming the supervisor, quite possibly. We do get a lot of level up, promotion, raise kind of energy when I read for you in your career. So you definitely are an asset to the company you're at. It's just, do they know it or not? And in my husband's case, who recently left where he was a great asset, but they didn't treat him as such, he said, I'm not dealing with this anymore. And actually the other job that he now has came to him at divine time. Hey, we need you. What do we have to do to get you? And this is the second time they had come to him. First time they didn't quite offer him enough money, but the second time they're like, you name your price, we will sign off. Just get over here. We need you. Which was coming at the best possible time for him, because he was just so burned out and just so dejected with just the absolute crap show that his, at the time current job had become. And he was whisked away off on a horse, and, of course his own talent and merit spoke for itself. So it's not like he was just handed this opportunity. He earned it in a way. Energetically, he earned it. And I see a very similar thing for you, as you earning a new opportunity that you're going to feel very inspired by, very passionate about. and excited about. Whether that's still in this same company, under the same supervisor, or it's a whole other thing. If you're currently looking for other opportunities, or if you just have, because I guess, well, the reason that the other company my husband now works for reached out was because a guy that him and I both went to college with kept saying, we got to get this guy. And Ryan, my husband, had actually worked with this guy at a previous job 14 years ago, 13, let's see, between 17 and 14 years ago. They worked together for 3 years out of college, and then my husband then moved on to a different job, and so did this other guy. So that's what it feels like, is maybe someone from your past is coming in to say, we need her on our team, and you're going to be able to go to either a different job or, different company. I just keep getting downloads of a very similar thing going on at your work. So whether you're leaving the work and going somewhere completely different or staying in the same work, to me, there's this element of someone speaking good on your behalf from your past to really crown you and give you what you deserve. So I would say to still stand firm with this supervisor, and don't allow people to tread on you or walk all over you or tell you no, you can't do it your way. And you speak up for yourself, and that's going to continue to really bear some fruit for you in the future. Yes, the current project is ending on the 16th of June. I was not willing to come to this short project. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. So I feel to me, this feels like there's something new, energetically speaking, coming in that you're going to be really excited about it, okay? All right, so let's just ask about the birds as well. Getaleka being able to rehome these birds. She's got over 30 birds at this point and wants to be able to rehome some of these birds to a lovely home. Ooh. We have the Hierophant. So maybe doing it a traditional way. Very traditional card, the Hierophant. I'm getting a Hermit vibe from this Hierophant as well, but we do have some little helper people next to them, kind of being mentored by, this is, to me, feels like your energy. To me, a traditional way of rehoming birds would be maybe possibly speaking to some local pet stores that sell birds, if that's a thing in your area. Just talking to the pet store about rehoming the birds for you. I know that kind of takes out the personal element of you being able to hand pick or select where the birds are going, but usually they would accept multiple birds and be able to, it's kind of a win-win scenario. Just maybe setting that intention or prayer that your birds will be going to loving, homes, that people that will treat the birds really well. But let's just see anything else she needs to know about these birds and rehoming them to the best possible homes. All right, Page of Air. Okay, look at this. We've got a bird cage and a bird. There's news coming in. If you get the word out, and I don't know how prevalent Facebook is in, where you're at, Getaleka, or any kind of online message board or social media. Yeah, Facebook. Okay, Facebook groups. Spoke with some breeders. Okay, there we go. To me, this feels very internet oriented or communication oriented. You being able to say, okay, this is what I have to offer. This is what I expect in return. Even if you're not looking for someone to pay for the birds, but you want them to prove, hey, I can take care of the birds. I love the birds. I'm not going to hurt the birds. You will be getting that communication. And I would say by Gemini season, which we're, let's see, I think it's starting or has started already for Western astrology, but I'm getting a very Vedic vibe from Gemini. So we're in the thick of, I guess, Gemini season for Western astrology, but in Vedic, it will kind of take place kind of going into June. So June going into July rather than May going into June as per Western astrology. So between now and July, I see you're going to be able to rehome most, if not all, the birds you're wanting to rehome in a way that feels very open communication. Yeah, doors of opportunity, windows of opportunity for communication to flow. You're going to be able, I love this. I know Lupo's Lithomancy Terran wants to take the birds. Yeah, he's a vegan. He's an animal lover. He would love to take those birds. Did everything, even joined Facebook. Yeah. I have a feeling something is going to take. Something's going to click. There might be some communication coming in with something you've already done. Yeah, what a great card, right? Yes, and happy birthday, Florence. Yes, I wanted to say that earlier, but then got sidetracked. So happy birthday. Yes, the bird cage. You can't make that up. And then it's again on the back of the deck. So yeah, this is further clarification or confirmation. You're going to be able to rehome these birds by the midpoint of July, around July 19th. Before then, as long as you're kind of taking the steps to get the word out and doing your due diligence, I should say. Let's just get one more. I think we need a final wrap-up message, and we have an ad coming in 52 seconds, so what a good segue into the next questions, which I think are Florence, and then Amber is rounding us out with what I've currently got for donations. So. Ooh, we have the Playful Penguin, which is bird energy. Look at that. And this is about whimsy, community, loyalty. Sanguine spirit of the snow teaches me the value of family and friends. You might even make some lifelong friends through who you're rehoming these animals to. So I would say look to these bird groups or breeders, places that you can connect to people with the birds. Create a community with it. And I have a feeling you might even make some friends out of this, not just rehome your birds and feel good about that, but actually make some close connections with some people. That's very cool. I love that. 2 seconds, 1 second. Here comes an ad. Sometimes the ad you get might also have a message in it for you if you are pulled away. Not everyone's pulled away by an ad every time, but sometimes you are. I'm not, but you guys sometimes are. But I hope that gave you some peace of mind. There's some really good stuff coming, Getaleka. So any worry or anxiety or stress you have about what's currently going on, just try to take some deep breaths and just know that divine timing really is at play here, and what will be will be. And just kind of, as they say, give it to God, give it to the universe, give it to your inner self to really take care of the how and the why and the what and the where. And you just take the action steps you're guided to take. And you're going to be able to rehome your birds in a very respectable and comfortable home situation. That's going to be a win-win-win for everybody involved. You, the other people, and the birds. All right. Okay. So let me just update my list here and double check we didn't have any other donations come in the meantime. Yeah. Okay. So we do have Florence for her 2, and then Amber for her 2. So Florence already has her questions out, which I appreciate. And of course, those of you that are just joining us or have been hanging out, we're going to do some more free 1-card polls at the end here. If you didn't already get one, now will be your chance after we finish our donations. And of course, I'm just doing the shout outs as we go because we got 7 people watching. Lupo's Lithomancy, aka Dr. Taryn P. Lupo, is going to be going live right when my live stream ends. So check it out. I'm going to go find the link, which is right here. And he is offering, I will just copy what he says. He is offering half-price readings for the first 3 people who book. So it's very similar to mine. You can book in advance. You can go over there and book right now to secure that half-price spot for yourself. So whichever reading, whether you're getting a 1-card read or a full read, just knock half the price off of that. And he will probably keep a running tally if those 3 spots have been claimed in the chat before the thing even starts, if that's the case. But there is the link and his description of what's going on there. Yeah, some Indian viewers, if you're welcome to post about it in our Telegram group. Cool. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of people in India on his Telegram group. So maybe, just maybe, there's someone that loves birds that's in a close driving or walking distance from you that you can rehome your birds with. And there's an online element to it. So you might be meeting these people online. So yeah, you just never know who knows who, right? I mean, this is such a small world, especially with the internet. I've met people online who knew people from my hometown, which is a very small town. Well, weird, crazy, not so great fun fact about my hometown is 93, you've heard me right, heard me correctly, 93% of the world's asbestos comes from my little hometown of Libby, Montana. W.R. Grace vermiculite mine, operation from 1967 or 63, can't remember that date, but I know they ended in 1991. Not a great claim to fame, but it is so gorgeous there. It's so beautiful there. A lot of cancer going on there, though, because of all the vermiculite. So I choose not to live there personally anymore, but I love to visit. Yeah. All right. So Lupo's Lithomancy, I removed the entities we were talking about in your live. Oh, good, Amber. I saw you in the chat on Roots Restored Wellness on Monday. I was gonna say hi, but I was pulled in like 20 different directions, so I didn't even really I didn't think you even said hi on the chat or anything. I just listened in. I was like an hour and a half late, and I just kind of listened to the last little bit there. I want some to cast on our board. I do have a piece of vermiculite. Yeah, I would say handle with care. I handled so much of that stuff as a kid. They used to just pile it up next to the baseball fields, and the kids would dig in it, play in it, and take it home. And people put it in their gardens for fertilizer and all the stuff you use it for gardens. Yeah, it's everywhere. But yeah, we've been through the ringer with the EPA and the different lawsuits around town with W.R. Grace Mine, and it's been a whole thing. Yeah, they've even written books about it. All right, so let's tune in now to Florence's energy for her readings. So her first question, let's see. I'm going to see if she's determined. So for the question for 2222, so full reading. Today is her birthday, and she would love to get a birthday reading on whatever comes through. I love it. All right, Florence, let's tune into your solar return energy. So this reading will really bridge you between solar returns. So between today and, next year, this same time, same date next year. So what you can expect this year, solar return year for Florence. Got a couple things coming in here already. Ooh. 6 of air, there's more travel. Even some short distance travel, meaning kind of like a town over, a city over. If you're in the city going out into the country, a lot of this type of travel going on. This is also an internet card. You might be meeting people you've met online this year on a more long distance travel, or maybe they're long distance traveling to come to meet you. This is also a card of healing, a lot of online communication. So you might even be meeting a lot of new people online that you will eventually meet up with. 9 of air, there's a lot going on mentally. This to me feels very interesting because normally it's the 9 of wands. I call my Olympic athlete card. I'm getting a very 9 of wands energy from this 9 of swords, which is usually the person sitting up in bed, all anxious, having some sleepless nights. There might be a bit of insomnia, but I really do feel this is because there's a lot going on in your mental capacity at night. It's almost like you can't turn your mind off. But I'm not necessarily seeing this as a good thing because I'm seeing this almost as a 9 of wands energy to come in and support. And it's almost like she's got like the butt of a bee. You see like the striped butt there. I think it's something she's sitting on, but I'm really reading this as the energy of the bee. Like she's incorporated this energy of being a busy bee, specifically in the mind, mental space, and also being able to take action on things you've planned. Just being very busy, so your mind is very restless, which I guess can be a good thing when you're wanting to download a lot of ideas. We also have the sign of Gemini and Mars. And Gemini, or Mars, was actually in the sign of Gemini for quite a hot minute per Vedic astrology, 6 months worth of time. It was in Taurus for Western astrology, for Vedic astrology, but for Western astrology, it spent most of that time in the sign of Gemini. So this is just about kind of picking up where you really started something in around October of last year. That's when I want to say that's the day that Mars went retrograde, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the exact date, though. It might have been the 31st where you're at in the world. You can look back when Mars went retrograde, and it was retrograde for quite a while. So it spent a lot of time in Gemini. But this is about really fine-tuning and finding better ways to communicate with people as well. So you're going to be fine-tuning your communication style, your communication skills, maybe even cutting out certain people you communicated with over this next year. And we have 7 of water here, which is very interesting. I'm really glad I use this deck because I'm getting different card downloads from different cards. Because normally this looks to me more like an 8 of cups or 8 of water energy, but this is 7 of cups, 7 of water, which is normally about opportunities, possibly confusion because you're presented with so many options, which can be a good thing, but that might be why your mind is so reeling, especially at night when you want to shut it off and go to sleep and get your rest, get your healing. You can't because there's so many options, opportunities, choices to be made, which can be a good thing. But again, when we want to rest, we want to kind of close everything down, shut up shop, and just get that rest. So you might have to set some very clear boundaries around your sleep and maybe even programming or charging something like an amethyst or selenite, which are great sleep stones, to help you get that proper sleep and shut things down and not lose the benefit of all those downloads you would get when your mind would be wandering, but just allow those to come into you through your dream state rather than your conscious mental state while you're trying to fall asleep and your mind won't shut off. So that could be a very potent way for you to still get the benefit of all the downloads and also get your rest at night. So let's see anything else Florence needs to know. Yeah, this is such a very specific messages we're getting for you for this next year ahead. Yeah, traveling. We know you got the travel bug. Maybe you're becoming a travel bug. That's why you're embodying the bee here. You're so busy traveling in a good way. You're just getting the travel bug everywhere you go. All right, what else does Florence need to know for this next year? Oh, Two of Cups, Two of Water. So there's definite soulmate energy. Could be love, but it could just be a soul sister, soul brother connection you're meeting online and then eventually traveling to meet up with, or someone you already know currently that this connection is just blossoming over this next year. But I really do see this as romantic connection, romantic love. Let's see if we can get some further clarification on the romance, if there's romance coming into Florence's life this next year. Yeah, Strength. This is about finding a deep connection, deep commitment, not just a surface level, oh, you're cute, let's hook up. Not that I get that vibe from you anyway, that that's what you would want to do. But to me, that if you are connecting with a love interest, a romantic interest, this is a deeper connection than just surface level attraction or commonalities or, things you have in common. This love runs very deep. So if this is romantic love we're talking about, it's a very deep connection, many different lifetimes. Let's see. As far as love coming into Florence's life, romantic love, Eight of Water. I see there is probably someone you're connecting with and then eventually deciding to walk away from. And we did get that Eight of Cups vibe from this card as well. So I would say love might come in, but it also might go. And it doesn't mean that relationship failed in any way or you didn't do something right. I think it was always meant to be this way, that this person comes in for but a while and then they, I think it has to do with you guys are living at a distance and the long distance thing is just difficult. But that doesn't mean that this love connection can't happen full on at a later time. Deep connection wants to come in, whether it's romantic or otherwise. Sometimes the nuance of it can be kind of muddied with the energies, because I'm picking up at least two connections you're getting this year. One that might become that deep romantic interest, and another that just might be that more soul brother, soul sister connection, or long-term friend kind of vibe. But let's just see anything else Florence needs to know for the year ahead for her birthday. All right, we got the Curious Cat, and I almost thought that was a fox at first. He's a very foxy looking cat. So you might have an animal companion coming in this year. If it's not a companion you have living with you, it could be a friend or a family member is getting a pet that you feel very close or connected to as well. But this is about independence and, that Strength card, independent travel, like you've been doing a lot of that. This is spontaneity, just maybe booking some spontaneous trips. Maybe if you have a lot of different, I don't know if subscriptions would be the right word, but like where you get email or notifications for different travel deals or something, and you weren't planning to take a trip, but you see this really sweet deal you just can't pass up, and you book it and 3 days later you're traveling. There might be some trips like that coming up, very spontaneous, very last minute, but I'm seeing you get a very great deal on it. You're not spending a whole bunch to have to do this. But this is an agile hunter, protector, and friend. Summon the mystical magic of nature. So this could even be the energy of someone coming in, not just a possible, cat or pet in someone in your life that belongs to someone else, or if you are personally getting a pet, possibly traveling with that pet. But it could be that this curious cat is that deep connection we keep tuning into. Could be both. We just never know the exact nuance of how to exactly interpret something. And a lot of times I'll give you a few examples of how we can interpret these cards. And it's not just the hard and fast of just this or just that. Usually there's all sorts of nuance to each card, and even the combination of different cards you can get. There's so many ways we can read them, and each reader would even read these cards maybe vastly different from each other. but I usually will trust like the intuitive hits and the clairvoyance stuff I get while I'm reading to tune me or guide me in what direction these cards specifically mean for you. But I feel like it's going to be a very productive year as far as you just leveling up, really tuning into your inner self, you know, what you want to be when you grow up, where you want to live when you grow up kind of energy. Not that you have to settle for anything. You're just trying on a lot of new energies this year and just being curious, allowing that curiosity of that curious cat to come forward for you. Being more spontaneous as well. It's going to be awesome. All right. Yeah, lots of messages of that deep connection that wants to come in. I can feel it. I can definitely feel it is on the periphery for you. If not, very, very soon. Very soon. All right. So for the one card read, her question is, a friend told me about a guy called Nikolai. I felt a connection to him when she started talking about him. Is there a connection? He fits the description of a previous romance reading from you. Okay. Well, maybe Nikolai's energy. Let's get some confirmation here. Even again, if this person lives at a distance or you're mostly communicating online, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's see for Nikolai. Ooh, we got some action. So I would say there's action, you know, action going on one way or another, at least with some communication, action in his direction or his direction toward you. Ooh, the world. You might be traveling to meet up with him or traveling with him somewhere, quite possibly. But again, there's connection here from past life. So there's past life here. Closing out a cycle. Maybe you meet this person in person after you're closing out a different relationship, or he's just getting out of a relationship. There's just further confirmation that this is past life connection, closing out old cycles, starting something fresh in this lifetime as well. You've known each other before in many lifetimes. So there's soulmate energy here. That's why you felt that kind of pull with this connection to this person's name. So I would say at the very least, just to, you know, communicate with this person online, there's something for you to gain through that connection, whether it's just a deep friendship that you form online, or if you meet up in person, or eventually it becomes a romantic thing. You just never know. But follow your nose, follow your intuition. We have justice here. So there's Libra energy. I don't know if this person specifically is a Libra, or maybe you're meeting up or traveling during Libra season, or you're reaching out when the moon is transiting Libra. There's a lot of ways we can interpret this energy. But there is a sense of justice or balance, or like this person kind of balances you out. So if you're really boisterous, this person might be on the more quiet end, or vice versa. This person, if you're the traveler, this person might be more of a homebody. You guys really do balance each other out, but also do find those common grounds where you are very interested in similar things. So I would say at the very least, this person's going to change your world or transform your life in some sort of way, because you do have two major arcanas and then the past life nostalgia energy here as well. So this person's going to have a major impact in your life. Whether they're in your life for a season or a long time, I guess would remain to be seen. But even just meeting this person online can definitely change your life for the better. There's something you're learning from each other. What else does Florence need to know? Yeah. This is a whole new journey with this person in this life, and yet another major arcana. So I would say take that leap of faith, reach out or get this person's contact information, or allow your friend to give Nikolai, you know, your contact information, and just see what happens. You know, even if you just become friends, that's awesome. All right, one more, just anything to close this out for Florence and the energy of Nikolai and their connection. Another major arcana, and the best one yet, the sun. Wow. Yeah, there's major like child connection vibes here as well. Doesn't mean necessarily you're having children together in this life, but at least in past lives, you did know each other as children and had a very close bond as children in a past life. This person might even have children, or just this vested interest in having either children or fur babies, you know, whether that's a cat or a dog or a bird or a gecko or a whatever. This person is a very like nurturing, even, you know, if they have that masculine energy, very nurturing vibe coming from that masculine energy, wanting to protect, wanting to nurture. But just all around, just a great person to just really, when you're done talking to them, you just feel like you're walking on air. You feel very light and airy, and their vibe really enhances your vibe. So if you're looking for, at the very least, a friendship like that, I think Nikolai could definitely provide that. Not to say life is all roses and rainbows for poor Nikolai, because we all, as people, have the ups and the downs of life. But Nikolai, even though possibly has been through a lot in his life, he still sees that, silver lining, or finds the sunshine in the rain kind of vibe. So that would definitely be a great energy to have in anyone's life as a friendship or possible romantic partner. You just never know where it's going to go. All right. I would say at the very least, reach out or allow your friend to pass on your, contact information. Definitely would be a person worth knowing, for sure. All right. So up next, we have Amber, and I will check her. And just a reminder, everybody, there's the link. If you want to go be one of the first 3 people to book a reading over on Dr. Lupo's live stream, which will start after this live stream has ended, go check that out. They are doing the special today to build interest on their platform. So go book yourself a half-price read. Or if, those 3 slots have been taken, book yourself a full read. It is definitely worth the value, if you ask me. I always get maybe not what I want to hear, but definitely what I need to hear. And that's way more important than what I want to hear anyway. So yes. You're so welcome. I enjoyed reading it. What a fun energy, both the birthday reading and the Nikolai reading. Great, great. I'm feeling his high vibe already. So yes. Love it. Okay. So Amber, just let me know you're here, double checking. Just so we have, okay. So it's my birthday, and if I look back to the last year, I see I've done so much healing and have grown so much. What's next? There is so much I would like to manifest on a personal level. Example, become a healer and help others, start my business and become independent financially, etc. So all that and birthday messages from my true organic source spirit for me. So that's the first question, and we'll come back and read the second question after this. So yeah, let's just see. Yeah, she's done so much healing this year and just been through a lot. Let's just see as far as her personal goals and just wanting what she's going to be manifesting over this next year on a personal level. Oh, you've already booked 1. Okay, 2 left. The clock is ticking. So they've got 1 claimed. 2 remaining. I feel like an auctioneer. I don't talk that fast. I can talk pretty fast, but not that fast. Those guys are special talent there. They must have their Mercury in Gemini for sure. I have my moon and North Node in Gemini. I can think fast. I can't always talk fast. Although I do get that complaint on a lot of my, not a lot, but once in a while on my pick a cards, like, you talk way too fast. I probably do, especially when I get excited. It gets faster, 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 faster. Auctioneer, though, I am not. All right. Oh, yes, it is. I'll miss it today. I have to go back to Kashmi's school for helping her class teacher. Okay. Awesome. In that case, I might just timestamp this, Amber, just so we have it. Okay, so 15204. 15204, Amber. And of course, your second reading will come right after that. So that timestamp should cover both. So yeah, I've already read the question, but let's get into your birthday over the next year. What's going on? All right. I think she means she has to miss Dr. Lupo's live stream because she's helping out, but we'll timestamp anyway. Okay. Yes. 8 of Air. And I love this because I was really framing this as what blessings mostly are coming in. 8 of Air, 8 of Swords. It's usually not a great card to get, but we're really framing this in by way of blessings, overcoming a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of thought patterns, maybe even negative entities that attach or give you those negative thoughts. You're overcoming many obstacles in this. This is such a light and airy 8 of Air. I've never seen one look this positive. So we're already off on a great start, and you're well on your way. She's not just at the beginning of a path. I'm really reading this as she's well on her way to something already. And not only is it's like she's rising above the path, like she's flying above it. She's even got the wings that she needs. It's a very Ace of Fire or Ace of Wands here as well, kind of energy. I know it's like a little rosebud or a flower, but I'm almost reading that like fire with all the sparkles here, with the sparks that come off the fire. You're fire is lit as far as passion and inspiration and excitement, and you're ready to go. Very Ace of Wands and Eight of Air, even Eight of Wands kind of energy is what I'm feeling. Very interesting. I might even have these mixed up as far as no, I don't think I do, because the fire is the wands, air would be swords. So Eight of Swords is normally, Eight of Wands is more that fiery, quick moving, purposeful energy, news coming in energy. But I'm getting that vibe from this card. Ace of Wands, Eight of Wands, and then overcoming the thought processes, belief systems of the Eight of Swords, Eight of Air. Love it. All right, what else? I'm glad I use this deck because each deck has its own depictions that can really take the reading a whole other direction. But we're really framing this by way of manifestations and blessings rather than, we can tune into any hindrances that might come in, But yeah, Queen of Earth, look at this, entrepreneur vibes. Yes, the Queen Entrepreneur herself coming out to assist you in that slow but steady, getting your foundation set with that Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Earth, to come in and really support you going in. I'm really seeing you're on this new cycle that's going through 2025. So between now and 2025, that you're really going to put a nice solid foundation under your feet with your business, with any healing modalities you want to learn or discover, and then maybe offer services for, your art, website, just everything that you want to do. Of course, this is kind of taking us beyond that, 2024, more into 2025, like a more 2-year cycle, which is very exciting. I love to see that. So we're almost getting like a 2-year read rather than just a 1-year read with what's up next. 7 of Fire, so 7 of Wands. So yeah, just being able to stand up for what you know you deserve and ask for that, especially when you're pricing your artwork or your healing, or just really getting that energy exchange for the value you're providing for your clients or customers or people who go to your website, or even just people you interact with on a day-to-day basis, like your husband or your daughter, or people you'll get to know in your new community in Georgia. This is about getting the respect you deserve by not settling for people to treat you like less than in any way. And they will very soon learn you're not someone to be, squashed or kept down, because you're going to keep rising above. Not so much with this one, but this one, rising above the situation. And then we have the 7 of Water, which 7 of Cups, which felt like the 8 of Cups, remember from the other reading we did. But this is about, you're going to have a lot of things that feel very shiny and exciting to focus on. And the main thing is to really hone in on those 1, maybe 2 priorities for you. I would say, of course, your family will always be a priority. So that's already going to take up 1 slot. And then whatever business you're wanting to really establish and get off the ground, I would say focus on that one first. If it's the healing, really go in on that healing. If it's more the art and that kind of thing, really go in on that to get started. I think if you try to do too many things at once, you're going to feel discouraged because nothing's really happening in any of these avenues. Or if it is happening, it's happening so slowly, it almost feels like nothing's happening. So really doubling down or going hard on one priority that's not just family, but 1 business priority. And yeah, I'm focusing on my art right now. Okay, there you go. You're already on that trajectory. So keep going on that. Because you're going to be able to really, take the spirit of whatever your main focus is and really guide it by the hand, from the idea to the canvas, and really make it shine. I know we had at least one person that was already very interested in your art that I gave her your, with your permission already, gave her, Brianna Degree, your contact info. So hopefully she's reached out to you. But yeah, we're going to figure this out. You're going to find your tribe online and the people who really vibe with your art and want to purchase it and have it on their wall. It's a very slow process getting a business established, but I think you're here for it because you have this sense of patience that a lot of people just don't, which is good. Let's see, anything else Amber needs to know? Yeah, Knight of Fire. There's that passion. There's that drive, that inspiration, that even if things are going a bit slow, you're here for it. You're just going to, if you've got 3 paintings made and they're for sale, they're not quite selling yet, that's not going to stop you. You're going to keep creating paintings and getting, a nice stockpile of inventory and, get on the go with that. Oh, you haven't heard from her. Well, hopefully, I know she's been pretty busy with trying to figure out her own business stuff, so that might be why. Yeah, there's a lot of passion, desire, drive to move forward. Let's see if there's any potential obstacles or issues that just knowing about them in advance, you can really, cut them off before they become an issue over these next year or two, even. King of Water. So this to me feels like your husband's energy. And again, you standing up for what you deserve or what you know is right, especially in regards to your very special place in the family and not just giving your authority over to him or allowing him to take it and kind of coming as an equal in a different way. Maybe he brings in a lot of the money, but you handle a lot of the finances, or it's a very, divine masculine, divine feminine balance that might be a bit of a challenge going on for you this year. But I think you're up for this challenge with all this drive and desire to make something happen for yourself, especially with the entrepreneur thing. And, there might even be some snide remarks or comments from him about you making money, or, oh, you'll never make money with art, or, even something like that. Do not let that take you off your path, because you will show him, and that will be the greatest victory, is showing him, see, I can do it, and I will do it, and I did do it. That's that. Oh, 4 seconds till an ad. So take a quick drink of water. Of course, who else would it be? And on that note, it could even be, the other masculine energies that have been difficult emotionally to connect to in your life, like your father, your brother. So I would say it's not just going to stop at your husband's energy. This is all those masculines' energy that have been emotionally roller coaster energy for you. It's just going to be more of the same this year. But again, I see you being able to come at it from a different approach, where you're standing firm in your own authority, your own power, without being overbearing or nagging or anything like that. All right. Since we have you, let's get one of these. This was going to be the one card pull that I was going to do, because we had the number 27, and then you came in. I'm like, it's just fitting. And then you had the 2 7s, 27. So this is the one card that we pulled for everyone at the beginning, and now I'm going to get yours. And we have imagination, and I love to see this with all your business ideas and stuff like that. And the number 15, so it says, let your dreams take flight. So don't be afraid to dream and dream big. Write down all of your biggest goals, wishes, desires, because just getting them down on paper somehow gets them to manifest even just a little bit more than them just being an idea floating around in the ether, okay? So start writing things down, start even taking actions. Again, major focus on one priority, and if you do have a little bit of extra time for the healing stuff, then put a little bit of effort there. But I would say make your art, or whatever it is you want to make your main focus, pick it, make it your main focus, probably at least for the next 2 years. And my nose is itching now, so we know there's an element of good luck, good karma coming in to support you on that. But it's very interesting how the artwork in this, I know you do a lot of mandala work. There might be some swirls or some nautilus kind of shapes that you could really focus in on. We've got a lot of that going on. Or something maybe in a similar color palette to what we got going on here. Beautiful colors. I'm even drawn now to this like darker bluish purple in the background. Yeah, the dots are there. We're right on. And the imagination, just maybe even expanding into, oh, I just got a major download. Maybe drawing out a tree and then doing your dot and your patterns on the trees. And maybe even animals. I mean, you could really establish an amazing line of different paintings with this. And it's reminding me, this here, it's reminding me of my Soul Trees deck. Let me get that. I think it's just right over here. Yes. Because this artwork that I'm seeing in my mind's eye is very similar to this Soul Trees deck. Ooh. Let's get the rest of those out of there. Quite a few cards in here that want to stick. Okay. So, oh, that's the guidebook, so that's why. Okay. So, yeah, see, these are very like almost watercolor kind of palettes, but you could even just draw out trees and then do your beautiful mandala dots and all that with those. Let's just pull a couple cards, see if we can get some inspiration, imagination, ideas for Amber with this. Ooh, guide. You could even put like a keyword on something. you know, make it whatever keyword you kind of download as you're painting. Or, you know, if you're not like literally writing it on the painting, you could put it on the back. Like, this piece is called guide. This piece is called judgment. This piece is called, and make a whole line of these things. It would be so cool. Chills, chills, and more chills. But yeah, I see you sticking with a more subdued, kind of more neutral, even pastel-y. But if you are doing the more jewel tones, keeping the saturation not so bright and in your face, but more, that's kind of what I see with your style. Not all the time, but I think for the specific line that you're kind of being downloaded with, please share a picture of these 3 cards with me if it's okay. Yes, I will do this. I will do this right now. We will do this right now. Okay. I'm going to do that, and I'll just text it right off to you. How's that? How's that for right now? Let's do right now since it's on our mind. Okay. Oops. There's your number. Okay. Photo. All right. And there we go. Okay. Let me send that off. You might have to rotate it. It looks like it's just sideways there, but yeah, you can check that out. Oh, you made one with the tree with dots already when I started. We'll share this with you. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, but I think you're just getting a lot of ideas and just major downloads from Spirit on really amazing, you know, art to create, and even ways to, you know, get your business going. It's not just the art itself, it's business stuff that's really coming online for you over these next 2 years. So check it out. All right. We will be doing yet another free card pull here at the end, but I do have one more paid reading to get to, Priyanka. So yeah, we'll be getting into that not too long from now. Great. And there's no need to ask a question for those. I just pull a card and it's just relevant to whatever situation's going on. But if you'd like to pay to get that specific question answered, I should say, up in the top of the chat, there's a link, and also in the description for how you can donate to get that question answered for yourself. More to the point than just a 1-card general pull. I have so many ideas already. It's just we're in the middle of moving, so I don't get the time. Write them down. Even if you have to make a quick little sketch of what you're thinking, and even just write, okay, I want orange here, I want pink here, purple here, whatever. I don't even know if these colors go together. But yeah, just writing down, you know, general sketches or ideas, or just overall themes, or different, you know, painting series that you want to create. Yeah, just kind of sketch them out. Even with like colored pencils or crayon, you could probably get a nice general idea of what you mean. And then when you get the time to actually fulfill that, you know, perfected state of putting it on canvas, I think you could be pleasantly surprised. Even if you just bought a cheap little sketchbook, or even a nice one if you want to go out, spend a little more money, buy yourself a sketchbook just to, yeah, and even take pictures, or, you know, go on Pinterest and pin ideas. You know, you've already done like the peacock and all that. You could do like butterflies and dragonflies and, you know, whatever, all sorts of ideas. Possibilities are endless. All right, so let's get into your last question, and that is the last donation I have. So anyone else looking to get a guaranteed read today, now's the time to get your donation in. Otherwise, I will be doing one last call for anyone who missed the free 1-card pull at the beginning, which I've gotten Amber's done for her. But let's see. Let's go back to my email. And also, guys, don't forget, here's the link for Dr. Lupo's live stream. I know he's already booked 1, so there might be 2, maybe less spots available for you to book a reading after this live stream ends. His will begin shortly thereafter. Okay, and I probably do need to wrap this up soon anyway, because I need to go check on my little guy. He's been laying in bed with a movie for over 2 hours, so I'm sure he's figured something else out. Told him to bang on the ceiling. He's in the top bunk, so it won't be too hard if he needs me. So he's got his water, he's got his movie. I think he's okay. I just want to check in on him soon. Okay. Amber's last question is, long weekend, we are going to Georgia to see homes to buy. I am going with the thought to learn and get an idea, see what options do we have, etc. Whereas my husband, the way his mind works, just wants to finalize a home from the limited list we have gathered. I would like to know what to expect and what is the guidance of the true organic source spirit. Okay. Tuning in for this home search, doing it. Let's pull a card on doing it the way you would like to do it, doing it the way your husband would like to do it, and just see kind of who's winning out here, energetically speaking. But I would just put it out there. Hey, future home, if you're listening, I need you to get on board with this list that we're going to be seeing so we can get into this home. That might help, setting some intentions. But let's just pull a card for Amber's way of home searching and then Amber's husband's way of home searching and see the energy between it as well. So separate those and put an energy between these two ways. Okay, so we have the Page of Air. So I think just communicating what you want, what you expect is going to be your best bet. Even if he doesn't receive it like fully or he snaps at you or whatever, you've done your due diligence. Don't be afraid to speak up if you're really feeling the vibe with a place and he doesn't, whatever it is. Communication is key here. So for your energy, you're coming into this home search with, yes, Queen, Ace of Earth. This is a new opportunity for a home. Love it. Okay, so already we're really leaning toward what you want is what you're going to get. Let's see the energy of what he's bringing in. Ooh. I think you guys might fall for the same place. He's got the Emperor. He's going to have success with whatever way he's doing it. So if you guys do find a place that he decides, final say here goes to him, it sounds like. But you're going to see a lot of potential in whatever he decides. So either you're like, yes, and he's like, yes, and you get the same place, or he's like, yes, this is what we're doing, and you're like, well, I don't, and then he's like, no, we're doing it. Eventually, but not for too long, you will finally see, okay, I see potential for this, potential for that, okay? It feels like a great seed being planted. I'm doing that, communicating exactly what I want. So I think you're both going to get what you want. That's really what this is telling me, is you're both, either the price is going to be right for him and the place is going to be right for you, or, you know, it's a place that you said, hey, I really vibe with this place. Can we go check it out? And he's like, okay, the price is right. Let's do it. But communication is definitely key here. So don't be afraid, even if you feel like he's going to snap at you or be upset, that you're speaking what you want, because I think you're both going to be able to get what you want here, which is great. That's what we want to see. Everybody happy, win-win. But let's just see of the ultimate outcome of this home. A new home or existing. Let's see. Is this a new home or existing? Ooh, too many fell, so I'm not going to take any of those. Clearing the energy. Ooh, this one jumped. But this one wants to clarify. So this is the main. Okay, new home or existing. So the Lovers, there's a decision to be made. It's not set in stone yet. And the Lovers coming together, just like in the Emperor card here, they're going to make the choice together, but it feels like a win-win. Even if he feels like I made the ultimate choice, you're going to feel like it's a win-win. So it's not yet set in stone. And then to clarify it, it's very interesting. We got the Five of Water. So there might be some doubts, or at first, this is okay. So at first, Amber, you might feel like, this is not what I wanted, but it's at his price point and he makes the final decision. So I kind of just, I guess, have to go with it. But because you have that Ace of Pentacles, very soon thereafter the choice is made, you're going to see, oh, no, I can see potential with this. This closet might be a bit small, but wow, look at all this yard space we have. Like, you're going to start to see the potential and really start to plant some seeds and really feel like, okay, at first I wasn't on board, but now I can totally see why this is a great place. But again, because that choice isn't made, this is just a potential. I'd say your greatest potential is that you're going to definitely be on board, and he's going to make a choice that feels good for everybody. Going to be in a good school district, and everyone's going to feel pretty good about it. But I want to get a further clarifier on this Five of Water. All right, King of Air. So obviously, I think he's going to have the final say with the whole financial aspect of it. But again, you're making the best of what's going on here. As far as existing home, okay, let's pull a card for existing home or new home. See if we can get a better idea of what it's going to be. Existing home. The Tower for existing home. New home. New home. Nine of Earth, which is wish fulfillment. It'll be a new home rather than existing home. So existing home, you got the Tower. You can interpret that as you will. And then the Nine of Earth, for new home. So wish fulfillment, hard work paying off for a new home. Yeah, there you go. So you can interpret that as you will. Yeah, I have a feeling the price will be right for him and the vibe of it will be right for you. And of course, I think it being in the right school district is kind of a given at this point. It's not like that's willing to compromise. So you'll find something in the district you want for Kashfi's school that's going to be at the price he would, well, even if it's a price he doesn't want to pay, it's definitely not more than what he wants to pay. And it's the vibe check really sets with you. That's really what I get here. And it's really trending more toward new home rather than existing. So if it's a new home, it's going to take some time. So you might have to rent somewhere first. So yeah, it's not quite set in stone though. There's choices that need to be made. And I think once you're down there and you get a better feel of the atmosphere, the vibe, the climate of the home market, you're both going to have a better idea of what to expect, or if certain things you expected going into this are now flipped on their head. In a good way, though. I really see you're going to have a better positive experience by actually getting down there and being part of the decision-making process rather than having to do it from a distance. So it might feel overwhelming, but it will feel empowering at the end of it, if that makes sense. So if you feel overwhelmed at first, don't feel like that's going to be the whole experience. Just allow yourself to feel what you feel and allow it to flow out. Yeah, schools are still coming up in that area. I'm interested in new homes as well, but the builder is not responding. Okay. And it just might not be the time, divine timing with all of this housing market stuff that eventually you probably will build and buy that way rather than buy an existing. Yeah, it's got to be overwhelming. I can imagine. Let's just pull one final card for just getting this housing situation buttoned up for Amber and her family. Final card, the sun. Yes, I love to see it. So, you know, it's almost like she's pulling back these very dark curtains to reveal something very bright and beautiful. So if it feels dark and overwhelming right now, when you get down there, when you get your feet in the water of this housing market and you get out there, you see things, you crunch the numbers, you do all the things you got to do. You'll either make that choice that, hey, right now it's probably more feasible to just rent somewhere in the school district we want, and then eventually we'll build. Or, you know, a choice will be made depending on what it looks like. But it's just difficult at a distance to get a full picture read on what it looks like. But once you're there and once you're back in Wisconsin and you've got all that knowledge under your belt, you'll be able to make a great choice. Yeah, that's what I'm getting into that as well. I thought to rent it first and then work on building a home later. Yeah, I feel more that that's going to be what's going on here. But again, no choice has been solidified. So there's still too many potentials for us to say that as a given or a guarantee. But I'm leaning that way majorly. And as long as you're communicating what you want, not from an emotional state, like, I want this because I want this, but like practicality reasons. It would make sense to rent, husband, because, you know, we don't know exactly what we want. We don't want to have to rush into buying something that maybe doesn't fit all our needs. And maybe we'll rent somewhere that doesn't fit all our needs, but eventually buy something that does fill all our needs. Yeah. Communication is key. Yeah, limbo. I can totally feel that limbo. And that limbo energy feels, it's very chrysalis energy. You want to get out of it, but if you get out of that chrysalis energy too soon, you can't survive in the real world. So it's almost like making a choice right now when things aren't, you know, right. It can be like not a great choice. So yeah, I think renting first is probably better, but if he's very set on buying, it might take some, you know, mental gymnastics or communication gymnastics to get him to see things the way you see them. Yeah, right now the renting options have gone as well. I feel in limbo, need to move before school year starts August 1st, but the rental options are out. Saying the same thing to him, don't know what he is thinking. Yeah, and I think once you get down there, even if it looks like at first you're going to have to do like another apartment situation just to get a place to live, that might just be like, you know, taking care of your very first more like primal survival setting, getting the place to live, and then eventually being able to shop when the market kind of improves. I see you being able to do what you need to do when you need to do it is really what it comes down to. So yeah, you got this, Amber. All right, big hugs, and I'm wishing this limbo phase to not last so long because that can be so difficult. Just not knowing the stability of it is difficult. It's so hard. But I feel you're gonna be very happy eventually with the final outcome of what you're doing in Georgia. So yes. All right. So anyone else wanting to get a free one card pull that did not get one already, please put a number 27 in the chat right now, and we will fulfill your free one card pull. You don't have to ask a question with it if you're new here. You can just put your 27, and I'll give you a general read with the card you get. You can apply that to any question you have or just life in general. I don't even know if we still have anyone here for that, but if there are, put a 27 to get yourself a free card. And for those of you that are still here, I'd like to pass you over to Dr. Lupo's live stream, which will be taking place right after this one ends. Here is the link if you want to go sign up. Vicky Hammock is here. Let's get you a card, my dear. Card for Vicky. And he might be done with the half price reads. He was going to book the first 3 people. One was already booked partway into this. So go check it out. Even if you're unsure of what's going on over there, just go watch. Go see what it's about. He usually will do a crash course to explain what lithomancy is. It's basically crystal tarot. He explains it way better than I do, and I'll let him do that. But if you've never been, go check it out. It's going to be coming up here in the next probably 5-10 minutes because we're wrapping up here. So click the link, check it out over there. Buy yourself a crystal reading, possibly at half price if there's any left, but it's definitely worth full price. Totally worth full price. Oh yeah, they always do like a general or read for the collective as well to get us started. So yeah, Vicky, life purpose for you, my dear. Manifest your dreams. Number 22 might be following you around as well. We're at 12:21. There's a 22 right in there, as far as what my clock says. But you might be at, I don't know, 11:22 almost, or 10:22. I don't know what time it is. 1:22 where you're at, 2:22. Maybe you're across the world from me. I don't know. But Vicky, the number 22 is very relevant for you. And you're really tuning into your life purpose. Sometimes just writing down or allowing your imagination to run wild with what your life could look like if there was no such thing as you having to work 9 to 5 or needing to pay your bills. Like if you didn't need money to live, what would you do? And even if you need money to live to get you to that point, still walking in that direction. But a lot of times people don't allow themselves to dream. So allow yourself to dream and really tune into your inner self, that inner voice, inner guidance, to really come into alignment with your life purpose. And that will help support you in this incarnation, in this life. So I hope that resonated for you, my dear. I don't see any other 27s. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. Let's just pull one card for all of us that are still here. Anything that we need to know. If we get any other 27s in the meantime, I will honor those before we go. But then please head over, click the link right here. Boom, I'm posting it right now. Fresh, boom, there it is. Click that link and head over to Lupo's Lithomancy. I will be hanging out over there. I'm probably going to check in with my son, make some lunch, and then do the little filming stuff that I had to do. So I will probably be there at the beginning of that live stream to hang out in the chat with you guys. So check it out. Collective for all of us still here. New beginnings. I love it. So take a fresh look at life. Very similar to what we were just saying for Vicky is just, write down your wildest dreams. Write them down. Think about it. Blog about it. Talk about it. Dream about it. Allow these potentials and possibilities to open up for you. But a lot of times before these new beginnings can come in, we have to really close out those old things that are weighing us down, not serving us anymore. Think of getting a new wardrobe. You don't want to just throw it in there with all the old stuff that doesn't fit, or it's misshapen, or it's just old and got holes in it. I mean, every shirt that I know of, most of them anyway, have at least 3 holes. If it's tube top, it's got one on the top, one on the bottom. So holes are necessary in shirts and clothes and underwears and all that. But when they got too many holes in them, that's the time to get rid of them probably. Unless they hold sentimental value, then do what you want. But sometimes we got to clear all that clutter out to make room for the new. That's what we're being asked to do. So some of us might feel we're in this limbo, this stasis, as we make room for the new. Close out all those old cycles to make room for the new. That's what we're being asked to do. But there's some new beginnings knocking on that door. Right now, that door might feel a bit like a wall. But as we clear away the clutter, it might just start to feel a little more like a window. And then eventually a door that we can just easily walk right through, green light go, and off to the races we are. that is my spiel for the rest of our readings here today. Head over to Lupo's Lithomancy. I will be hanging out in the chat at least for the first little bit while I tend to my sick little son and make some lunch for probably both of us. He hasn't eaten yet today. And neither have I really. I've had one piece of toast. So to me, that's like hardly anything. Oh, you have to declutter and to pack eventually. All right, you guys. Well, have a wonderful day. I will hopefully see you Friday if I can keep the conjunctivitis / pink eye / whatever's going around these days in this town at bay. I will hopefully see you Friday. I don't know what next week is going to look like with the addition of our new puppy on Saturday, so we will keep you posted on that. But I'll hopefully see you Friday for a fun, collective, energetic reading to get us started, and then, of course, address any questions you have. All right, you guys, thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I'll see you hopefully over at Lupo's Lithomancy right now, or right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live on Friday. Love you all, and I can't wait to see you. And I can't wait for you guys to meet Arthur. I can't wait to see him again myself. I will check you next time. Bye. Always push end, and then you got to end it again, so it's like a delayed goodbye. Okay, bye.